Hello, this is your gal, Cassidy, and I'm taking a break from bad games for a minute. I'll get back to them soon enough, I promise. I just don't get to play any good games anymore. It's just the truth of it. When you write for a site called Bad Game Hall of Fame, you end up playing, as it turns out, a lot of bad games. I think last time we streamed, I was taking a bunch of video game quizzes and not playing too many video games, but I did make a promise at the end that the next game I would stream, I would be writing an article about. So I'm breaking that promise, and I'm playing GoldenEye 007 instead, because I wanted to play something good. I got stuff in the works. I got some real rotten stuff in the works. But I decided to spare myself, because if I don't, then no one else will. Now let's see if this just works like it should. Hoping it will. I'm assuming it will. I'm thinking it is. This is GoldenEye 007 on the N64. To be clear, not a bad game. Posted on Twitter earlier, like, you know, the problem with playing these bad games almost exclusively is that when it comes time to play a good one, people just don't know what to make of it. So that's what we're here for. To play a good game and to confuse the hell out of people who are joining. And, we have our cast of characters here, not crediting the actor names, you know, no Sean Bean, no Pierce Brosnan here. It is Xenia Onatopp as herself. General Arkady, or can I do my SNL voice? Featuring Valentin Zukovsky, musical guest Dmitry Mishkin, guest star. Yeah, this is a 100% save, so everyone's... Well, one of my saves is a 100% save. When you download this emulator package, this... Oh, that was a hell of a replay. That was a hell of a demo to start off on. Let's see what we got here for save data. I think this is the one that comes packaged with the emulator. As 007 mode unlocked. For those of you who don't know, when you beat the game on 00 Agent mode, you unlock a 007 mode, which lets you mess around with, like, all the... Well, I picked the wrong save there when I said I was going to do that. We're not going to just pick up on this save. I'm going to start a new file in a second, but we can set these variables. We'll still be doing the 00 objectives, but you can mess around with this stuff and have a bit of fun with it. But let's see here. That's the one that comes with the emulator. This is probably me, like, some time ago, doing a 00 Agent run and getting sick of it at around Control. That sounds about right. And what's this gonna be? Probably the same difference, but me getting sick of it around Silo. I probably don't need that. We're just gonna start from the top, and let's just see if I can do the damn thing. Let's see if I remember where all the objectives are. Let's see if I remember how to play first-person shooters. And we are going to play it on the hard difficulty, which isn't just, you know, more enemy health, more enemy accuracy, more enemy damage, but the thing I always appreciated about this game is that when you go to a lower difficulty, it strips down the objectives. It gives you a much simpler, sort of linear path. And then as you go up in difficulty, everyone probably knows this, right? Like, I'm not, like, preaching to, like, I'm not, like, saying things that aren't known. I'm assuming everyone here has probably played GoldenEye, right? But fuck it, I'm going to explain it anyway, because maybe someone out there, who's to say? Every mission, of course, comes with a bit of background, a bit of briefing, and a bit of flavor, a bit of levity by means of Moneypenny, the constantly suffering secretary of MI6. Let's go jump into it. Alright, we got one person. We got Psy42 who hasn't played 007. Any 007 game, maybe. Or just this one. Well, you'll have to let us know. We'll let the cinemas play out. I'm going to let dialogue... I'm not going to do any speedrunner tricks here. Don't expect this to be a pro run. There is a moment in my life where I may have known some of the tricks of the trade, where I may have gotten within a few seconds of some times. But, we're gonna take this nice and slow and leisurely and kind of show off what the game has to offer. First time chat, Evo02 Soul. As frustrating as it was, I appreciate you can screw up objectives. Yeah, it gives you... You can mess around in this game. You can screw up, and you can continue to play the level, which lets you do a bunch of fun stuff. I mean, I don't know how else to say that. It's just fun that it gives you the freedom to... oh, we're seeing this game making people super sick. I'm wondering if that's about. This is pretty straightforward. I mean, I don't think it's too... It's not like Descent or what have you. But, I mean, different people have different constitutions. I'm not going to knock you if it's a tough one to look at. Closest I've come to watching a 007 movie is Archer. Would highly unrecommend it. Says Video Game King. I don't mind an Archer. Certainly better than other adult animations of its ilk. Yeah, I heard about that Velma show, folks. Oh, we're not going to talk about that. It's too crushing. It's too sad. Graphic fiasco with the goofs, with the jokes. You know already. You're not going to trick me. You know me too well. We actually know each other. Look at this guy before he's running to... What's he running to? This alarm here. One of our objectives in this mission, on this difficulty, is to destroy all of the alarms. So I will be doing that. I will say, I have a lot of things to say about this game because this is one of my favorite games. I don't play it all the time, like the speedrunners, like the elite or what have you, who commit themselves to playing nothing but this game, it seems. Maybe a bit of Perfect Dark here or there. They should play the World Is Not Enough game on N64. That one's pretty alright too. I don't know if they do. They probably don't. 2 games is enough for them. So one of the things I want to say about this game is that these gun models are impeccable for the time. These are real-world guns, given, obviously, not real-world names. This PP7 is a Wolfram P2K, if memory serves. D44 is supposed to be a model of Tokarev pistol, Russian standard issue. A KF7 Soviet is an AK-47. I couldn't tell you, this is probably some sort of model of Remington. But let's look at the KF7 for a second. That when I was a youth and I was not aware of firearms, I thought this was like some copper tip thing. It's supposed to be a wood grip there. But, you know, it's the young mind, you sort of fill in the blanks where the low poly counts and the 16 by 16 textures, or whatever the resolution is. It's probably like 64 by 64. You know, this has permanently shaped the way I look at certain guns from this era, from the 90s era. Firearms in general, maybe. I don't think I've taken any damage yet. Hoping I don't take too much. Hoping I don't concede any lives here. Especially not on this first stage. The main thing I know about this game is exploding office chairs, says Sci42. Well, let's see. This is the server room. After a little bit of business here. See, this is a standard office chair, you would think. Until, haha, no, it's packed with explosives. Everything in this world is made of plastique. Shaped and formed out of C4. Or Semtex or whatever. See if we can pull off a groin shot for the people. Yeah, that's not outside the realm of possibility. Always be speed strafing, by the way. Here's your groin shot. Happy to oblige. There's this guy hiding in the corner. Oh, this save file, this new one I started. Oh, I heard a grenade drop. This could go badly. I don't think I want auto-aim on when I'm using mouse controls. But I think the second I unpause here, a grenade's gonna explode right next to me. And that might not go so well. Hetty Fox, is this emulation? Yes, this is the 1964 package that comes with the mouse look enabled and keyboard control. Fucking hit the bricks! Okay, maybe I hallucinated the grenade sound or something. Anyway, I didn't want auto-aim on because I'm aiming with a mouse. I don't need it. Steering, I don't need it. Pointing my gun in other directions. Yeah, this is just emulation. I could, if I really wanted to, I could load this up in a more conventional emulator. I have an N64 USB controller. I could maybe attempt that a bit later. Embarrassing there. Ashen's, man, it's good to see it's looking sharp and with more than 13 FPS. I could turn it down. Don't make me turn it down. Give me the Authentico experience. No, I figured I'd show this game off in a good light, as it deserves. I mean, it's a classic, right? I mean, we can all agree that this is a classic of game, except apparently not, because I see conjecture, I see commentary these days where people will claim that this game is not good, does not hold up, was never good, and to these people I ask, what's wrong? Like, who hurt you? Was it Sean Bean? I don't know how you could play this and not declare it as like one of the most important first-person shooters of all time. I mean, that damn level, I mean, the open environments there, like, there was no other first-person shooters doing that, not even on PC, where the main thing was, where the main genre was. I probably should have looked through the objectives there. I should probably be, like, more thorough here, for those of you who haven't seen it. And again, I'm not speedrunning this or anything, but this level we're going to meet Captain Sharp himself, Sean Bean. That's a show I've been watching. That might be the reason why I'm playing this right now. It's because I just started watching a show by the name of Sharp, which was apparently Sean Bean's breakout role, the one that made him a star. And I will say, Studley man, great fucking actor. Everyone just knows him for dying in all the movies and all the shows and so forth. But give a Sean Bean movie a shot sometime, and try to appreciate him as an actor, as a man of his craft. I'm doing a bunch of things very quickly. I should probably explain what some of them are. Here's a grenade. Anyway, watch Sharp. Good show. I'm actually going to go around. I'm going to not take just the critical path. It's something I should be doing. This is the facility. These are obviously... in case it wasn't obvious, this is a game based on a movie. And so these levels, most of them anyway, follow some sort of path. Oh, Eva 02, so mentioning Ronin, which is one of my favorite films of all time. The best action movie, maybe. One of them, certainly. And he doesn't die in that movie. Wait, hold on. I flipped that switch. This is the only good level in the game, says Frumpelzord. I could look up in the chat, you realize, where you said, I love this game. So, I guess you love it in spite of the other 20-something levels. You know, that's fair. You know, there's some games that are only as good as one level, I guess. Anyway, what was I saying? That, yeah, this is a game based on a movie, and that most of these levels follow something like equivalent scenes from the film. This is one of them. Except they obviously expand on it to a great deal. This is the era of games based on movies in which they took a lot of creative liberty. It feels something like a lost art, because we don't even get movie-based games anymore in the first place. At least not as much. And if they do, they usually come out on, like, what, phones? Oh, I did not mean to wing that scientist. I am not supposed to kill scientists. That is one of your mission-critical objectives. It is one of the fail states. What color is the boathouse at Hereford? How the fuck should I know? That's a little bit of movie humor for you. That's a little bit of movie quoting. We like to have fun here, folks. Let's ambush a motherfucker with a coffee mug. Now, there's a bit of randomness in this stage, in some of the stages. In this stage, we're looking for... Let's get the exact objective title. Contact Double Agent. We're going to meet Dr. Doak. And he can spawn in one of a few different spots. And if you have ever watched a speedrun of this game, you have no doubt heard people complain about the fact that the luck is, the RNG, the random number generator, as it were, can be a cruel mistress. So, I'm checking every room here. See if Dr. Doak is hanging out around here. He does not appear to be. So he's actually in the, I believe, the primo spots, if we were speedrunning this, which we clearly are, as you can tell from how great my pace has been on this. But, There should be one location left for him to be in. We're gonna head to it now. This is a door that would be locked, but if you fire a loud gun, enemies will open up the door to investigate. It's one of the AI tricks, whereas his suppressed weapons in this game are completely silent. Unless I think you fire it like within like a certain vicinity. There's a proximity to it. But anyway, there's just things you can do. There's a lot of like neat little tricks, a lot of like neat little details. This is Dr. Doak. You can tell because he's carrying our door decoder. Dr. Doak, I believe, named after one of the developers on the game, one of the Rareware team. And a lot has been written about this game, a lot has been spoken about this game, a lot of oral histories of this game and the like, because it is such an important game. I would also say, you know, like I mentioned, like, games just didn't have such big environments. Oh, this is, I keep sidetracking myself. Captain Sharp himself. So I'm going to do something here that some of you may not have seen in years if you've kept up with speedruns of this game. I'm going to let the dialogue play out. We can get this approximation of the scene from the movie. I'm not going to detonate these. Bit of dialogue at the top of the screen there is based on how much health you've lost in the level. If I'd lost more health, I would have said something to the effect of, "I barely made it, Alec." Lines ripped straight from the movie. So I'm going to play my role. This is what Pierce Brosnan does during this scene. This is where he'd be setting the explosives, actually. As enemies file in. 006 doing his job. Seconds, we can count them. I think the game will actually count them for us, if memory serves. 6, 5 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. I think they don't include 006's last defiant line. We'll exit through this, like in the movie. Yeah, the music in this game, the Grant Kirkhope score, nothing short of impeccable, since Sci-42 mentioned the soundtrack, the banger song, as it were. And yes, I'd be inclined to agree. You see this target time here? You can beat this level in under 2 minutes, and you can unlock cheats. That's the other cool thing about this game that people will remember it for, and point to it as a bygone era, is that, oh boy, remember a time where you could just unlock cheats in the video game as opposed to having to pay for them, or them not existing at all? Hold on, I have an unexpected visitor. Hello, cat. Hello, Sophie. Can I help you? Meow. Anyway, yes, this game has cheats that you unlock. I could probably... Hold on one second while I shoo this cat out the room, and then I will return. And let's see if I can do it in under 2 minutes. I bet I can't. I'll give it the, once time to give it the old college try. Sorry, folks. You know cats. Always doing as they please. I'll scroll through these, because I didn't do that originally. There are no women or casinos for 1,000 miles, 007. So even you will be able to concentrate on this mission. Alright, 2 minutes. We gotta hope for the luck. We gotta hope the scientist pops. We gotta hope that Dr. Doak pops in the right spots. I'll give this 3 tries. And I mentioned that I did speedrun this game at a certain moment in my life. Granted, that was on a controller, which is much fucking harder, and with like 5 frames per second, as was customary. I think I'm already doing quite poorly, but I can still maybe salvage this. Obviously, a big part of it. What is with this door? Okay, so I can already tell I was gonna have to backtrack there to that security panel, which you saw. I got the notification that said I opened the door, but Maybe because I double tapped it. Maybe that, like, causes it to close. So we will... The reason we need to kill that guard is because he has a key card. The reason I shoot that other guard is to get these guards to open the door. Pour out. There we go. I did not need to kill those guys, but I did anyway to get some AK ammo. Now we just gotta hope that Dr. Doak is in the spot we want him to be in. Is there a doctor in the house? There is! Again, this is not exactly a speedrun strat. This is playing the game to unlock the cheats level strats. Still need to decode this door. I think I could have saved like a second of time if I had selected the remote mines before the door decoder, because it would have automatically switched to them. Alright. If I were good at this, I could blow up all these tanks with just 2 mines, with just a total of 2. I'll make sure 006 is not too close to the explosion, and... 32, that's not bad. And what does that unlock for cheats? Invincibility. I believe Perfect Dark also has an early level that beating it on 00 Agent, or the equivalent, Perfect Agent, in a very short amount of time gives you invincibility. So, you know, it's not necessarily the hardest mission in the game, it's just a matter of doing it quickly. I believe doing Damn on Secret Agent, so it goes up and down in difficulty. It basically goes Damn, Secret Agent, Facility, 00 Agent, Runway, Agent, and then the next level would be a Secret Agent 2, is the difficulty you're targeting to get the cheat codes. So they keep you on your toes that way. But we're just going to do this on 00 Agent. Yes, this is us running away from the facility. And this is the first level, first of 2 to feature a tank that you can drive, which we will be doing. Since I'm not playing super duper quickly, we can take a look around, pick in some of the sights, burn through some of our ammo. I don't even know, does the speed run of this use the tank? Is a good question. And I do not know offhand. But when we're inside the tank, we have access to these missiles, you know, as a tank is liable to have. Now we need to destroy these guns, because obviously we're intending to escape in a plane here, hence the runway, and we obviously don't want to get shot out of the sky. Now here's the tricky part. Oh, so far so good. Alright, now we can get out of the tank. We gotta make sure they don't blow up the plane with the guns. The enemies can shoot the plane to the point of exploding. I think we managed alright. That's probably the quickest level in the game, if I had to hazard a guess. There might be one quicker, depending on how you play. We're not going to do it quicker. That's the quickest one that we're going to play. But, might as well get the cheat in too, right? Because it's so quick. I don't even know what the time you're supposed to play it in is. Probably something like a minute. Probably do it in 30 seconds. If I was a real speedrunner, I could do this while looking at the floor to improve the frame rates, because that is a trick that people will do. It makes for some of the most unwatchable, boring fucking speedruns in the world. I mean, you know, they're very technically skilled, but who wants to watch this? Or however long it takes to clear the game. 28 seconds, and we just had to beat it in under 5 minutes is all we had to do. Which I don't even know if you could take more than 5 minutes on that map, truth or told. Yeah, this is Bunker, or Surface 1. And this is an invention for the video game. The facility itself, we come back to this level later, but this is a mission that takes place, will it say how many years ago? In the title, in the prologue here, 4 years ago. 4 events prior to the events of the movie, / the main part of the game. So what they're doing with these additional levels is setting up additional context for stuff, which is a neat concept to add additional, and also because they have to cut stuff from some of the cinematics, from some of the content of the game, from some of the narrative beats, they have to change, so adding these levels in to fill in some of those gaps that they created is a smart idea on Rare's parts. There's a reason why this game is the template for games based on video games based on movies, right? There's a reason why people still cite this. I can tell you that that door is locked. We will need to come back to it. I will also tell you that if there's any questions in chat, not just about this game, but any video game, but particularly the bad ones, please to ask them, and I will be looking at chat and answering them. That's something that just goes for every one of my streams, but it's always good to reiterate. I want to get that sniper rifle. Oh, that's not a sniper rifle, that's an AK. I already have the sniper rifle, okay. So, this is, when you have the sniper rifle, your unarmed slot, you see this is the sniper rifle. This is our unarmed, which would just be blank if we didn't have a sniper rifle. Just a completely unnecessary touch in this game, to be using the butt of the rifle as a weapon, but it's an appreciated touch. Leonid, or Leonid 44. Sorry, I don't know how to speak usernames. I don't know how to pronounce usernames. Never understood Silo. That's one place not in the movie. The reason why Silo is in this game is because it gives you an early glimpse of the GoldenEye satellite. It also adds additional context for how Bond is aware that Orumov is a traitor, because he appears in that level briefly. So they're basically adding additional context for how Bond is so, like, super aware, hyper aware of what GoldenEye, the satellite system that is the titular, you know, MacGuffin of the movie is. So that is why that level exists. And also just to give another exciting action set-piece level. I don't think I need to be here on this difficulty, probably. So we got a couple new weapons here. So this is the Klob, the most infamous video game first-person shooter gun in history, potentially, for the fact that it is weak. And it really is just completely useless, because it fires your precious pistol ammo. I see some good stuff in the chat. First of all, let me address Video Game King's comment that they thought this was leather padding on the butt of the sniper rifle. Only now do I realize it's a wood finish. Yeah, it's very red. Was always my thought process. I'm actually looking between my two monitors right now. On my primary monitor, it still looks very red as I remember it. But on the stream monitor, I can tell that the wood grain is actually brown, so... Oh, wait, no, hold on! Wrong objective. We come back to this level, and that's when you shoot that. If I had finished destroying that, we would have failed the mission. I would have had to redo it. Yeah, this is a Scorpion submachine gun, and it fires your pistol ammo, but makes it weaker. Fully automatic weapons in this game are something of a trap, for the most part. You want to fire them in bursts. Casting this guy is red. Yes, people are aware. Cass, did you ever play that weird GoldenEye remake with that dude from Knives Out? That's a great way to refer to Daniel Craig. Daniel Craig also appearing in Sharp, starring Sean Bean, as I discovered for myself watching that show for the first time recently. And I was like, hey, it's 006 versus 007, which I think on the Sharp YouTube channel, because every old legacy television show now has an accompanying YouTube channel that uploads the entire show in clip form. And I think they even titled their video 006 versus 007. Here we are in Bunker 1. Sock Puppet Kingdom commenting, these textures look pretty high-res for an early N64 game. Rare was really talented. Yes, I mean, granted, the problem was that it made the game run at like 10 frames per second, and that problem's only exacerbated in Perfect Dark, which, again, to be clear, still one of the best games ever made. Still one of the best first-person shooters ever that I love to this day. Even if I don't play it as much as I should. Even though I could probably play these games, like, as an annual sort of thing, and still get plenty out of them. But, this is another level that is... We're going to a place that appears in the movie, but we're going there early in the past. That is impeccable aim on my part. No crosshair in the center of the screen. No little... I could have cheated and put a dot, so I know where I'm aiming at all times. I didn't want to cheapen it. I know one of the objectives in this mission is to destroy all security cameras, which are legitimate. If they spot you, if you're in their sights for an extended length of time, it will spawn endless enemies into the level, which makes things very much more difficult. It will not fail you immediately. Let's see the chat. Honestly, I was so used to seeing the 60 FPS mouse gameplay that I forgot how it ran on actual console. Yeah, no, it's we've been spoiled by it. You and me both. Can a gun make ammo weaker? The only way that makes sense is the barrel's longer than an exact match for the ammo, slowing the bullet's velocity. Yeah, I mean, a bullet is a bullet. It has a charge. It has a powder charge. A gun can make a bullet less accurate, potentially, based on barrel length, based on design. You may notice, I brought up the crosshairs here. When you have the crosshairs up, you can actually lean left and right a little bit, so you can peek out of corners. But, you know, if you're on N64 and you weren't confident in control stick for aim, like when you're just walking about, or if you had a control scheme that doesn't let you do this, because again, this game has multiple different control schemes, which, there's that grenade. Let's take a look at them. I can't really demo these because I think the mouse look mod will break if I do anything besides 1.2. But, you know, these are different control schemes for people who might be used to different types of... You know, one of these is like the straight-up Turok. But obviously they're named after Bond movies, or Bond girls, rather. Honey Rider? Right? Solitaire, named Solitaire. That's Thunderball. Let me flex my Bond knowledge for a second. Kissy. I don't know who Kissy is. I think is it meant to be like Pussy Galore, and they kind of censored it a little bit, self-censored a little bit. Good Night. Fuck. I should know that girl. And there's also a range of 2-controller simultaneous options. I don't think this is set up for that. But you could... Famously, you can play this game with 2 controllers, one in each hand, so you use both control sticks with your thumbs, and both triggers, and, you know, maybe A and B, or start, or what have you. And it got pretty close to what dual analog would become, as obviously pioneered by Alien Resurrection on PS1. Or is it Alien 3? It's one of the Alien games on PS1. The one that has an infamous review, where the reviewer was like, the only thing terrifying about this game is the control scheme. Whoa! And then it became the standard control scheme of all first-person shooters, but... Again, people know these things. Photograph that screen there. This is Boris. I forget who plays him in the movie, but he is a known actor. I want him to take me to a control room, to a mainframe terminal for another mission objective. We also have this key analyzer. This is the GoldenEye key. Whoops! I actually did not mean to do that. I picked the wrong thing. Alan Cumming, of course. There we go. That device, we copy the contents of the GoldenEye key. Can't change history by, shooting the key. I want to equip this. He's going to set off an alarm in a second, and then I'm going to swoop in and take the data anyway. See, the knockers joke doesn't completely parse here without the context of the movie, but boobs are a running joke in this GoldenEye film. Someone noticing that Boris was getting shot by enemies. Enemies cannot friendly fire, or people who are flagged as being on the same side cannot hurt each other. They will actually stop each other's bullets, which can actually be advantageous in certain spots. Maybe you also cannot pierce bullets, unless you're using the Cougar Magnum, I believe, and maybe the Golden Gun. Anyway, we cleared that level. And we did it under time, too, without even thinking about it. Well, you know, I guess I'm just naturally talented. Alright, this is Silos. This is another mission that is a complete... Someone pointed out I should have done the joke. Fumangu got me to it. Well, Boris is invincible. Yeah, he is invincible. Yeah, from the movie. This is the mission where we see the GoldenEye satellite. This was something we mentioned earlier in the stream as we were answering questions from chat. On 00 Agent, I believe this mission has a time limit. We will not have to worry about that, I don't think. So this is one of the tougher levels in the game just because it has a lot of narrow paths like this. Even more than 6 minutes. On console, I would probably need this much time, but that's the thing about this mouse look mod, is that it does make the game much easier. We have a number of objectives here that we need to be doing simultaneously while under the time crunch. For one thing, we have this plastique here. We need to toss one of these in every one of these rooms that looks like this. Let's see what the objectives read as. Obtain telemetric data, retrieve satellite circuitry, photograph the satellite, plant bombs in fuel rooms, minimize scientist casualties. Right, so we're picking up a bunch of these circuit boards. The key cards are what scientists... in every one of these rooms, there is a scientist holding onto a key card that we need to open this door ourselves. Alternatively, we can just shoot by the door, and one of these guys will kindly come and open it for us. Someone pointing out that they misspelled Kyrgyzstan, which I apologize if I butchered the pronunciation of the country. I just don't have the tongue for it. Alright, so we probably want to be safe in this room. Because these are... Everything in this game is explosive. Everything destructible is explosive, technically. But those ones are especially explosive, being that they are explosive barrels. We are in a silo, a nuclear silo, I would presume. Oh, I'm over-scrolling, where I need to just go as far as the plastique. We picked up all the circuit boards, so we have everything we need in here. I'm gonna assume so. I mentioned earlier that fully automatic guns are something of a trap here, in that if you spray and pray on these higher difficulties, you will burn through all of your ammo. If we were playing on a lower difficulty, there would be a body armor, I believe, there, being one of the identical rooms. Like I said, as I've alluded to, this level repeats a few rooms several times over. But it makes sense logically, and they have different props in them, so it's not like a copy-paste job. We have different arrangements of enemies, slightly different things to do, and so forth. I need to shoot near the scientists to scare them and hopefully get them to drop. It's the DAT. The keycard's got to be here somewhere. Wunderbar. This level inspired the library in Halo, says Frappe Fiasco. Is that a fact? I'm not surprised, but impressed. I suppose. I don't know if that's the right word for it either, but it's interesting. At the very least. I would like that body armor, please. It is here on 00 Agent. Okay. Yeah, if you play the Japanese version of this game, which I believe is the primary version that is speed ran, the body armors that appear on agent level difficulty appear on every difficulty. They don't take them out as the difficulty level increases, which is very advantageous, I believe, because you take a lot of damage to save time in a proper run of this game. Frappe Fiasco, okay, it was a joke. It was a goof. Well, you got me with it, so... so I can't get too mad. This is the GoldenEye satellite. We could destroy it now, but then I think we would fail our objective, and then the rest of the game wouldn't happen. Because we'd create something of a time paradox. This is where I see. Okay, yes. I was thorough in my plastique. I did not forget any given rooms. There's Oromov. Trying to weave my way through these bullets. Smart thing to do here would be to just haul ass. But I want to see what this room looks like, because I don't think I ever get a chance to look at this room. This control room, as it were. This little room here. Oh, it's just nice set dressing. Usually you just want to book it right for the elevator. Video Game King says, Metal Gear Solid 3 joke or Nier Automata joke? Metal Gear Solid 3 joke. It's cool little ending cinema. I haven't played Nier. I have not played any of the Nier games. I should. I'd probably like them. Haven't gotten around to it. 4 minutes on the nose. Alright, now we're picking up where the movies actually proceed from. So, frigate. Frigate, folks. We're on a frigate. And you'll see from this, we're pursuing Janice, damn it, Janice, who is the big bad of this movie. In the movie, oh, that water texture is not looking so hot with this emulator, with this upscaling, with everything that it's doing. Pretend that didn't happen. Did I accidentally kill the hostage? No, thank God. I'm about to if he keeps getting in my way like that. We need to keep most of the hostages in this level alive, let's just say. We also need to defuse some bombs. Luckily, while we have this bomb diffuser, 2 of them in this level, we have some new guns. Should probably give the equivalents of these. D5K is an MP5, and a Phantom is I have no clue. Let me look at this for a second. This doesn't have a trigger, I'm realizing. I'm sure it's something, right? Very abstract, some of these models. At least I can clearly tell this is an MP5. And it does fire our pistol ammo, meaning that it is a 9mm submachine gun. But our PP7 in this level is not silenced, and I would like to have... For whatever it's worth. Okay. So here's what happened there. One of these guys decided to pull a grenade, and there ain't nothing we can do about that. If you kill them while they're tossing the grenade at you, they just drop the grenade where they stand. And in this level with hostages, that means they can drop the grenade next to the hostages. And they just die, and we fail the mission immediately. Ooh. Well, it's a fun behavior nonetheless. I can't get too mad about it. Especially considering that levels of this game run like, what, like 5 minutes? Tops? If you're playing it for the first time. They're short levels, but they're nice and compact, and they're imminently replayable. And that's us failing again, because this guy shot through from here to where the bomb is, to where the computer with the bomb is, and he hit it with enough bullets that it exploded. So, we've been doing pretty well up to this point. We haven't died at all. I still haven't died technically. I've just been getting very bad luck with the artificial intelligence. You know, a little too intelligent for its own good. Maybe I will try a different approach, because some of these levels do happen to be open-ended. So instead of approaching it the way that I'm used to approaching it, I could try something like this. I am the one shooting from that angle. And I control the room. Uh-oh. There is still another guy alive. Don't shoot the bomb. Don't shoot the bomb. Disaster averted. Eva 2 Soul. According to the wiki, the Phantom is the Italian Spectre M4. Gun I've never heard of. Well, that explains it then, doesn't it? I'm sure there's an alternate entrance to this room. No grenades this time. That guy has the same face as this hostage. Are they brothers? Was he holding his own brother hostage? A little fucked up if you ask me. Obviously you've noticed some of the faces, some of the incredible faces seen in this game, which I believe several of them are developers who took photos of their faces to be scanned in. Practice that continued into Perfect Dark. The clip is in the middle, and it separates from both hand grips. Is what you're saying about the Phantom? Yeah. Okay. Oh, you're just saying that you're looking at where you're looking at a picture of the gun, and yeah, it's got a magazine grip where you can grip the magazine in this. In fact, did we pick up 2 of this gun? Because when you kill an enemy carrying 2 of a weapon, you are also able to dual wield said weapon. And if you're very fast on the draw, there's a way to use like 2 of make weird combinations of weapons, basically. Anyway, it is not recommended to dual wield, except for the fact that it looks fucking cool. That dual wielding is just inherently fucking cool. But again, it burns through ammo. And most enemies in this game do not take too many bullets to kill. So it's kind of unnecessary, especially if you're just popping headshots. Then it doesn't really matter if you're using 2 guns or 1. A headshot's a headshot. Linnade 44. I wish the Play and Game Boy camera integration for Perfect Dark went ahead. Yeah, that was a feature that was planned, that you could use the Game Boy, the thing that plugs into the controller. They use it for Pokemon Stadium. People hacked that into the game in years since, I believe, or made an equivalency in some sort of like utility. So, you know, the dream isn't dead. Now we can do dual wield of the D50, D5K, MP5. I'm just gonna call them MP5s. I'm just gonna call them by their real names when I know them. That's how I know them. I believe there's a speedrunner trick where you can like clip through this. I don't know speedrunner tricks. We completed objective A. That means we took care of all the hostages we need to take care of, which I think leaves us with one more objective. Planting a tracker bug on this particular helicopter. One of the hostages. The transfer pack, yes, that would be the name of that accessory that I was mentioning. Take a look at that beautiful ocean. Nothing for miles. And a little bit of adjustment of the time. A classic Bond move. Alright, the next levels might look a little familiar. Was there a time... Let me agent, secret agent, double O agent, agent, secret agent. This one I have to do on. This one I might unlock a cheat for. Disrupt all surveillance equipment. That means shooting alarms and cameras. And again, I just want to, point out that these objectives are very unique. That this game is kind of innovative in its objectives that are not just get to end of level or kill boss. That they're having you do things that, like, effectively, like, they all amount to toss object at object, like stick this object to this object, or destroy a certain amount of this object, or what have you. Like, use camera to take a photo is just basically aiming and shooting. They're not like, crazy elaborate things they're doing here, but they're just enough to make you feel like you're doing something beyond just like a standard first-person shooter. It's enough to make you feel like a secret agent in this game, for example. Anyway, this level should look a little familiar. It has a nice new coat of paint on it, but it is the level from before, the surface from before. Some years have passed, and we have different things to do in it, so I'm not going to complain about recycling levels or what have you. Especially because this is, for what it's worth, for the time, a very impressive level in a first-person shooter for 1997. I mean, yes, I mean, when we see an outdoor level, is it really outdoors? Is an outdoor room any different from an indoor room? Besides just having like a very open skybox and such. I mean, it's about view distance is what we're really talking about here, is that you can, and granted, a lot of this is covered in fog, so they're doing things to hide certain, you know, draw distance and what have you. But there is something to be said about how open this level is, about the fact that enemies come from every direction, about the fact that it feels like you're outside. The confines of your CRT television. It is a effective illusion. You'll also notice that we have infinitely respawning guards here, that there's not just guards on tracks. It won't do to just stand around and try to clear the entire level of enemies. I'm just doing it out of habit, because I like to have ammo. Our security camera. This guy was dual-wielding scorpions, so we will follow in suit. Looks extremely cold, says Averpaz. Yeah, I'd be inclined to agree. I mean, certainly a lot of snow. We got a little snow today where I'm at. None of it stuck, but we got a little snow. And this is new to me, or not new. It's getting back to something good. I'm back to effectively my home state. That's the state I was born in, but the state I spent most of my life in. And I just came back from the West Coast, where we did not get much snow. I'm belaboring this point. But, you get what I'm saying. You know, you're picking up what I'm laying down. Alright, now we gotta go this way. We went here previously, in the previous version of this level, and was unnecessary, but we have security cameras to destroy here. And also this little model helicopter. Oh my god! I wanted to be funny, but I think the combined explosion of that toy in this wooden table took me down to like where one more hit will kill me. So, let's not get shocked. Speed strafing is the way to do that, which is, on this keyboard it's W and A or D, but on the control stick, or on the N64 controller, would require using a C button to strafe, as well as forward on the control stick. When you do this... Oh my... Yeah, of course. Forgot about that. Alright, this is where we need to destroy those, and now we just need to make it to the end of the level without getting shot even once. You know? Like, don't go that way. Go this way. Which I believe was just a blank, empty zone in the previous iteration of this level. This time there's a little helicopter, and I think we're just gonna squeak on by. We don't need to wait for the helicopter to blow up. I didn't want to risk being too close to it when it blew up. Oh no, Bond got captured. I forget how exactly this happens in the movie. But obviously there's a different methodology. So they're rewriting parts of the movie. Yeah, we still came in under time. What's good enough is... Now here's where we meet the Bond girl, the requisite Bond girl of this game, of this movie. It's adaptation. We're gonna escape prison cell. Unbelievable 007. This gets out, will be the laughing stock of the international community. I have bad news for you about Britain. You're already something of the laughing stock of the World Wide Web at the very least. Grabbed by the Spetsnaz, James. Sounds painful. Is that a grab by the Ghoulies reference? A future Rare game? Is this they're hinting at? No, probably not. But here's something that, again, I have not seen in years. I'm gonna let this conversation between me and Natalia play out. It would appear so. On me, I'm just gonna enjoy this beverage. Oh, that's vile. Oh, that's bad. Oh, I tried an energy drink. Rain, total body fuel. Orange dreamsicle. Yeah, I guess that's like I guess it's like a creamsicle if it sucked. Oh, that's rough. Who plays Natalia in this movie? I would alt-tab and look, but I'm currently retching. She has a good performance. She's a good actress. How do I keep drinking this? Isabella Scorupco. You lied earlier. You pranked me earlier. I'm wary to trust you. I have a cunning plan. No, that's really her name? Okay, thank you. The cunning plan is... we can actually take that key. There's also, I believe, throwing knives down there. I guess I didn't need to use the magnet for him, but... Okay. Now, people have complained for decades about how annoying Natalia is in this level. And I don't think she's that bad. My aim, on the other hand, abysmal. I want to use these up because ammo is in very short supply in this level. Due to the fact that you do not start with a gun and a requisite amount of ammo. Everything is procure on site. How does 007 not hurt his hand holding that knife? I mean, you imagine that he's holding it by the tip with just his pointer finger and thumb, that he's holding it between. There we go. This is our silenced weapon for the level, so we're trying to make use of it before we get every guard on our ass. Because they can't hear each other's gunshots, apparently. Ah, locked door. Easy solution to that. Okay, let's stop with the knives now, because now it's becoming a detriment. Even if I aggro everyone in the level, it's better than getting killed. Slow-ass Natalia just walking casually. What are we down to? Half health right now? This is before Metal Gear Solid, before it made stealth sections games almost obligatory. This game is... Oh! Sorry, Natalia. She can take a few shots at least, which is good. I believe this is the VHS cover to GoldenEye. Yes. Very good. It's a little meta. This game is strangely prescient when you break it down. I don't know if I'd call this stealth. I mean, there's also previous stealth games. Wolfenstein 3D is a stealth game. As were the previous Wolfensteins. You know, the ones for Apple II. To get down to it, I mean... Stealth as a mechanic has existed for a minute. So, inspiration can come from multiple different historic sources on that one. Alright, there's a sentry gun on the other side of this. I have to make sure that my leaning here does not put me in the sights for it. Isn't one of you supposed to drop a card, if memory serves? Apparently not. Come around full circle, but there is a room I still need to get to. Because I know one of the objectives lies within. Ooh, I'm getting lost, though. I am losing my way. If it looks like I'm losing my way, it's because I'm losing my way. We have picked up a safe key. Not that safe key. There's a different safe key. Not the security camera like I was aiming for. There's the clipboard I'm looking for. I don't even know that's a mission objective. I just remember if there's a clipboard that one of these guards... Okay, objective A completed, so yes. Assuming that's something to do with, like, knowing the staff, getting a list of employees. There's a key card. This is probably the key card that opens one of these doors. If we weren't just baiting enemies. Open doors for us. Alright, I would hope that we have everything we need at this point. Wait, no! This room. Ooh, stay away from explosions. That's the safety we need. It's all coming back to me. You can, maybe some of you can tell that I've played a fair bit of this game. It just has been a while. So, but you know, when it's a game that I enjoy this much, I commit my parts of my brain to memorizing parts of this. Okay, now we get some dual-wield pistols, silence pistols at that. So we're guns akimbo and we're quiet. Truly deadly combination. Bond meets James Woo. Or John Woo. Fuck me. It's I think Natalia does something scripted in here. We might have to clear out all of the enemies first before she feels safe walking in here. That or she's stuck on something. Oh, there we go. Let's check to make sure I have... Yep. GoldenEye, even. That's no good. In case you have not watched the movie or unaware, the GoldenEye satellite that is the MacGuffin of this movie, it fires lasers. It fires like orbital strikes. So it's more than just like broadcasting into your homes. No, it's a weapon is the problem. All right, Statue Park. No gizmos this time, old boy. Reminder that most of this movie takes place in Russia, and that this movie was a response to the fall of the Soviet Union. And could James Bond exist in a post-Soviet world without who had arguably been like his greatest adversary, the entirety of Russia? And the answer is yeah. You can just make like very novel villains, and it doesn't matter what their allegiance is to. This level, I remember as a youth, being very tricky for me. It's so elaborate. It's like a labyrinth. Not so tricky now. For example, this is where we meet Zukovsky, who I believe there's a trick you can do to make him come out a little further. It's like something like stepping left and right makes people crawl towards you a little bit while you're talking to them when they're otherwise meant to be standing still, and this way you can get like a little bit of advanced steps if you're a speedrunner. Like every foot that you gain here can serve you well. Now I'm doing it just for fun. Does the mouse mod fuck with the camera angle? So levels look like a capsizing ship, or do they always look like that? I mean, in this level, there's a lot of slopes. They're showing off their ability to do levels in 3D. This room here is so strange, because you don't do anything here. It's just for detail, just for, like, you know, it's like this building here. I don't think there's anything inside of it, any one side of it. Maybe there was. Maybe there was plans to do something with it at a certain point in development that is scripted out. Additional objective, maybe, who's to say? But I mean, the fact that it's still there just gives the level that much more like semblance of being a real place that is not just designed for a video game. Some games can do that balancing act. summer build engine games and can't. I disarmed myself for a reason. Giannis here won't talk to us. If we point our gun at him, or he'll tell us to put it away. But here's the big twist. Oh, it's Sean Bean! It was sharp all along. But why, Alec? Why indeed? The answer is complex political reasons. Leon Cossacks, look it up. I could end this conversation anytime. I could run forward. But I'm letting the dialogue play out because I haven't seen it in forever. It's the only enemies in the game to have the shotguns. There's 2 shotguns in the game. This is, I believe, the automatic. And this is the only time you see them. Oh, I somehow got lost. At least in the single-player campaign. You can use the all-guns cheat, and you obviously see the other shotgun. And also, I think there's a multiplayer mode that has... Oh my god, how am I... There it is. We're not getting the... Oh, there's an invisible wall right here. That's cool. That is the one bad part about this level, is that there's a lot of weird collision stuff. Which I guess is the price you pay for having an elaborately detailed level. The shotgun is not super effective, to me. I am better off with the pistol. A lot of neat Soviet architecture and art here, by the way. Definitely didn't need to kill that guy, but... Give me a gun in a first-person shooter, and I start aiming at people. Just how it goes. There's Natalia. We wake her up. And come this way, please. Since we're playing on 00 Agent, the mission does not just end here. We need to go find the black box, which I believe is orange in this case. I just don't want to get shot in the back by a shotgun. Or have a grenade tossed at me, for that matter. Oh look, the pistol model even has, because it's completely empty, you can see the slide is pulled back. Again, this neat little touch. Oh no, what happened here? Defense Minister Michigan. So captured again in this game. Awful bold of him to let me lead the way. I will comply, because I want to win the level. Even though I could take all these fools out. We'll get our chance. Alright, this is Archives, which I recall struggling with for a very particular reason. There's a ridiculous cheat attached to this one, or what seems to be the hardest cheat to me, because it requires like exploiting the game in some ways. Like, the developers intended for you to sort of break the game in some weird ways in order to get the time that you need to get the cheats. And I'm not going to do that. Instead, we're going to wait out the cinema here. This is an interesting adaptation of a scene from the movie. It'd be Michigan himself grilling us during this interrogation. Oromov would be in the room as well. in the movie, but they changed it up. See our gun on the table, taunting us, teasing us. Obviously what we're meant to do is go grab that. Bang, bang. This guy has a key to the room. But what happens if we let this little scene play out? If this game had voice acting, think about this. If this game had voice acting, you wouldn't be able to, like, interrupt these scenes. You wouldn't be able to break these sequences, I don't think. Because you'd be locked into a camera. There we go. And the whole Soviet army is here, it seems. And these guys are not guilty. These are not, like... These are just government soldiers doing their job in the context of this scene. James Bond is a cold-blooded killer, and he has a license to kill. Now, I don't remember the layout, the topography of this level at all, except I know there's a secret thing behind here. Eva Two Soul. In the movie, doesn't Ormov shoot Mishkin because Bond can starts convincing him? Yes, you are absolutely correct. There we go. So now we get a little secret entrance. We get to take out some of the elite guard. These cool little rooms. Well, those guards took care of themselves for me. Flew a little too close to the sun. Or to the cardboard box, as it were. The Wii version of 007 did have voice acting. Nowhere on whether you can interrupt cutscenes. No, you couldn't. They were locked down. You know what? It just occurred to me that a question got asked earlier about the version of this game. And I think I was joking about the phrasing of the question. I didn't actually answer the question. Yes, there's a version of this game. There's an EA-marketed GoldenEye 007, which came out for Wii and then eventually came out as 007, or GoldenEye Reloaded for PS3, 360, and it's not very good. It's Call of Duty engine, which isn't inherently bad, because 007 Legends came out and I actually quite liked that game. It's Activision, not EA. You are absolutely correct. I should have realized that when I said Call of Duty. But, you know how it is. All AAAs are the same. Yeah, it wasn't very good, that version of the game that I'm alluding to. Whoever made it. Okay, here's the shitty part of this level. If you shoot your gun too close to Natalia, who you need to escort through this level, she says, "I'm scared," and she runs up to the attic, and you need her behind you to finish the mission. She needs to still be following you, but you have to go up here and fetch her and make her follow you again. Like, I didn't even mean to do it, but she's going rogue now. 007 Legends is not a well-regarded game. I think it's infinitely better than GoldenEye 007, the remake by Activision. I think it builds off of that game and that engine and that and so on and so forth, and has the very interesting novelty of being remakes, of being partial remakes of previous Bond movies, ones that didn't get game adaptations. So you get your the long-awaited video game adaptation of Die Another Day with Daniel Craig Bond as in the place of Pierce Brosnan Bond, which is another neat touch. And it also dismantles the theory that all these different Bond actors are different people under the code name. It makes it canonical that James Bond has gone on every adventure, that this is the same Bond, at least until Daniel Craig Bond. I don't know what the delineation there is. Anyway, in this version of the game, in this version of the story, Michigan survives. I suppose that's her explanation for not giving her a gun the first level or any other levels. They give her a gun in the next level that we see her in, or no, one of the next levels. And there's actually a scene in the movie where they make it clear that Natalia knows how to fire a gun, that all Russian citizens get firearms training. It's what makes her one of the, you know, more progressive Bond girls, in a sense, is the fact that she pulls out a Makarov and, like, effectively unloads, reloads, checks it. So two comments that she's scared of it. I mean, yeah, it's logical to be scared of, like, guns being fired at you, but she is not unfamiliar with firearms. Alright, so now we end the level. Nice bullet decals. Ah, no, I tried to do a trick. I tried to do something goofy, and instead I just fucked up. If you time it, if she gets a long death animation, you see her dying during the cutscene. Well, let's just do it quickly, then. That's what I get for trying to be cutesy. This is not a speedrun strat still. Let's see. Following me. I don't actually need to go into the room and kill the guards who are holding her hostage. I think that's part of the strategy here. And then we go to the room that Michigan is in. Where there are guards in hot pursuit. And I'm just going to stand by this door. Because I think if you shoot guards in front of Michigan, he gets cross with you. Son of a bitch. Why didn't I just beat the level? Why didn't I just do it the way I should have done it the first time? 1 minute, 20 seconds is the time you need to beat this level in. That is the developer set time. They expected players to figure out how to do that. Clearly there is some sort of trick to it. I forget the intricacies of that trick. Because clearly, like, Michigan's dialogue in itself takes like 40 seconds to sit through. And you have to free Natalia so that she comes with you. So I'm wondering how you're supposed to do that. I'm sure it's not particularly complex. If it's something that was intended behavior for the game, they're not going to make you do, like, you know, clip through walls or whatever. Alright. I'm just gonna... open and close the door on my own. Trying to knock it down. They're trying to batter it down. Yes, the black box would be lovely, Michigan. Alright, here we go. Nope. Door stuck. Oh. Well, that's handy. Well, don't mind me, I'm just gonna... I'm sure Natalia is also behind all those guards. I mean, there she is. Okay. Just wanted to make sure she wasn't, like, out of range or anything. Well, that's a lot of guards. Alright, here we go. See, we're both posing and we're looking cool. That's my main gal, Natalia, and she's captured again. Poor girl. She doesn't get captured as many times in the movie itself, by the way. I think she gets captured the once, but because they restructured the plot to be video gamey, she has to be a damsel in distress to an extent. I don't think she's worth the trouble, James. Perhaps you should be looking closer to home for a more reliable woman. Oh, Moneypenny. Anyway, this is one of the more memorable levels in the game. This level actually has civilians that can be shot, so we're going to not do that. The time limit. And a tank to our left. I don't know if I've played this level with a tank in forever. It is much faster to play this level on foot. In fact, let's not even... Why am I even messing around with that? Yeah, this level is so much better to be played on foot, so much quicker, and it's actually a lot safer too because there's mines they lay out for the tank, and if you drive over them, it's like basically instant death on this difficulty. But I don't think you set them off if you're on foot. You can take a much more direct route, so... And also, you have to go inside for this part on foot anyway, because you need to talk to Zukowski, who takes the edge off the time a little bit. It's also necessary to do this. I think on like agent difficulty, you don't need to have this conversation. It's not an objective to talk to him. But if you want to give yourself more time, you can totally still do this. That does mean you have to sit through this conversation, though. But I assure you the time spent will be paid off. I think I've already taken more damage than I would usually like to. Yeah. It's 6 minutes on the clock. And these streets are the St. Petersburg streets. In the movie, it is the famous scene of the movie where... Oh, well, I said I wasn't going to shoot civilians, but... Oh my god, that one just ran in the way. That one is not my fault. I should have known that there was a firefight going on. Yeah, so famously in the movie, Bond drives the tank through these streets and is destroying all the arches. But we're just gonna hoof it on our foot. Now, I believe there are some enemies who have, yeah, rocket launchers, which we really don't want to get hit by. I will take one for myself, though. No, actually, no, I probably shouldn't use that, because there's a travel time on the rockets, and I would much prefer hit-scan weapons in this context. These are the mines that I mentioned. I actually don't know if I could have just walked over that, but I could have tested that, but... Left or right? We are working our way towards the goal, towards an exit to this level. I don't remember the exact path. But I think... Yeah, okay, we figured it out. Enter into the void. And blow up that truck for no reason, because it's cool. That level is a personal favorite of mine for some reason. Not train, this is the depot. The train depot. Quite a nest of vipers, 007. Yeah, let me double check the objectives here. Destroy illegal arms cache. Destroy the computer network. Obtain a safe key. Recover helicopter blueprints. Locate Trevelyan's. I think we can manage that. This one requires checking warehouses. Some of them are just completely empty or just there for set dressing. But I don't remember which ones are which. So we're going to check them all. Yeah, so for example, empty. I think the reason I might like this level is because I like any level that gives me the MP5. I thought this was the coolest gun in the game. Empty. A lot of boarded up stuff. We know we're not going there. Not wasting our time with that. They're wasting our time with these warehouses, but... I said we got an MP5 in this level. I meant to say we got 2 MP5s in this level. Video game came out. Last level really underscored how quickly the British gentleman agent premise gives way to the shoot first, ask questions later. American action hero. I think I butchered reading that because I was trying to split my eyes between my 2 screens, which is the streamer's dilemma, and I still have not gotten great at it. But, you know, practice makes perfect. So I'm trying to stream with a bit more frequency. Alright, I believe this warehouse actually has objective in it, but it also has... Is this the first time we've dealt with a sentry gun? No, we had him in Bunker 2. These things suck. The only way to deal with them is to lean, but even in your leaning, it doesn't make you invisible like it does in some first-person shooters. Destroying the computer network means destroying that screen, these servers. Right, and before I forget, I remember spending hours in the past on this level because I forget about this key, which you absolutely need for later. And I would forget about it. If I forget to pick it up, I would miss it in my younger years. I have no idea what I needed to complete the level. What's my favorite music track in this game, asks Plywood. Maybe Cradle. Or Cradle X, as it's called in the soundtrack, which is the elevated, the more intense, the final stretch of the level. Every song, every track in this game has 2 variations. Maybe that might not be entirely true. I think most tracks in this game have 2 variations. The standard version and the X version, which they use to ramp up the intensity, like if an alarm goes off, or if you're in the final stretch of the level. I think some of the levels don't actually use them. I think every track has them, or every level has 2 tracks, but not every level uses both tracks. Anyway, we need to blow up this arms cache. I think Cradle. And there's also an unused track. This will really show how much of a nerd I am for this game. That the multiplayer map, the unused multiplayer map known as Citadel, has its 2 unique musical tracks in the game that go unused. It's supposed to be a multiplayer map. I think it was used for testing, is the speculative thing. It ultimately goes unused, but the files are still on the cartridge. People have hacked it back into the game. And you can listen to it and play the level and do so on and so forth if you're wise to the ways of the internet. Video Game King, case in point, Bond's using a fucking bazooka to do 1 or 2 grenades could accomplish much more discreetly. I have the... In fairness, I have the grenade, or the mines here, or part of the cache. It just happened to be that the rocket launcher is also part of the cache. You might also notice that we have an AK-47 with no ammo in it. So they were selling the guns. They were caching the guns, but not the ammo for that, which is a deliberate touch. They had, like, a reason. They were thinking about it when they were doing it. Like, all the guns that you pick up in that room have no ammo in them. You have to pick up the ammo separately elsewhere in the room, or in the case of the AK-47s, there is no ammo for them in this level. Or they would be presumably in the boxes that you destroyed. So it's just weird details like that, weird little touches that really go to show just, like, the thought process that went into this game and the development of it, which I know I alluded to it earlier, that there's a lot of, like, oral history of this game and a lot of stuff written about this game and its development, because, like, this game was not supposed to be successful. Coming out 2 years after the movie came out, having moved development from the Super NES to the Virtual Boy to the N64, and Rare effectively put, like, their B team, their F troop on it, so, like, just all, like, a bunch of new hires who were not, like, familiar with the development pipeline, while the rest of the team was handling other stuff. This game had, like, everything going against it, and it was just, like, people throwing stuff against the wall to make this game. Every idea that got recommended got implemented in some capacity. Multiplayer was hacked in the last week. It was not submitted in the approval build to Nintendo when they licensed the game, when they approved the game. They just snuck it in because one developer basically coded it, and it became the defining feature of the game. The thing that people always, like, talk about, like, you know, fucking Oddjob, he's too short in multiplayer. If you play Oddjob multiplayer, you're a cheater. But, oh man, that multiplayer, and blah. Like, just all these legends around stuff in this game, and it's just like, yeah, we half-assed it. We just, like, we put one dude on it because he thought it'd be fun. And I don't mean to say half-assed negatively. I mean, it's a great multiplayer mode, and it is fully explained. It is fully, like, thoroughly, like, all the customization and stuff you can do with it, all the custom parameters you can set. And I used to play cache games, multiplayer cache games. There was a certain LAN center near me in my youth that I would, people would go there to play, like, Halo and other stuff on Xboxes, but they had an N64, and I would bet people money I could beat them at GoldenEye. This is, like, 2 decades ago, by the way. And I would win, and I'm sure I've told this story before. I think I told this, because I would win at GoldenEye with handicaps against me. I would win again in, like, 3v1s, where I was the one. and then I would make people play Superman 64 multiplayer as a goof because I was a little shit. It's good times. It's one of the many memories I have attached to this game. We're on the train level now, which might be one of the hardest levels, if memory serves. But yeah, to close that thought from earlier, because I don't usually close my thoughts. I usually just go on tangents and I leave them open-ended. But yeah, there's a lot of thought went into this. All the personal touches come from a team that was just like, did not have the rule book. They did not have the template on how to make a game. And because they did not know the rules, what they needed to abide by, what they were supposed to do design-wise, they just winged it. And the end result is a game that is like fascinating, deeply compelling. Like, I cannot gush enough about this game. And it's nice to play something that I actually like really enjoy. Not to say I don't enjoy, like, when I tell you, like, I like a bad game, like a Drake and the 99 Dragons or whatever, I'm not lying. I like those games a lot. I like the creativity on display there. I think I like those... I like those for the same reason I like this game, which is that people who, like, don't have an understanding of the rules of game design or who try to change it deliberately, and in those cases, in the cases of bad games, they might not always hit the mark. This is an example of inexperienced developers winging it and accidentally making gold. Accidentally, like, changing the rule book in the process of not knowing the rules when they made the game. So this is the gold standard of that. Eva Tusel. This game had an amazing successor too. I'm of course referring to Conquer's Bad Fur Day. Of course. Let it be said that Perfect Dark is also an incredible game. Where they took this team and they learned lessons from this and they applied them and they made a game that is so sophisticated, that is so ahead of its time. Just like, you can like isolate any feature, any like innovation that game makes. Every weapon having secondary modes, having these secondary modes that make them like effectively two weapons in one in a lot of cases. Just like, oh god, it's like, it's immaculate. It's incredible like how forward thinking they were between this game and that and the successor. And then the follow-up question, Piewood saying, what do you think about Time Splitters? And I gotta be honest, I did not get as much out of Time Splitters games as I did out of these two games. I feel like by that time, I think it's a time thing, because by the time Time Splitters had come out, I had moved off of consoles again. I briefly, like, I started on PC. My first game was Doom. It's the first game I ever played. That or Wolfenstein 3D. I always say this. I apologize, this is repetitive. You've heard the spiel before. I can't remember what my first game was, but it was Wolfenstein 3D or Doom, when a babysitter left me to install my computer, and so I was basically cursed to be a PC gamer from that moment forward. But of course, I picked up consoles. I wasn't completely oblivious to them. I got an old NES. I eventually got like a Genesis. The last one that's shoving the brakes on the train. I want to finish my thought before I'm going to pause for a second. If I was good, I'd be able to talk and play at the same time, but let's take a little bit of chronology here. I had a Saturn at some point. Like, I had NES, and then I went to Genesis, and then Saturn. I didn't get the CD or the 32X. I'm trying to recall my history of consoles here. I got an SNES late, and I never liked it. I didn't have any of the good games for it. Or I actually had a few of the good games, I just didn't like them. That's to explain why I've always been so hard on the SNES, I guess. It's become something of a running joke in the Bad Game Hall of Fame. But, yeah, so, got the N64. I think I traded a console. I was one who traded consoles to get other consoles. I would give away the old consoles to people who were looking to give away newer consoles, or I'd barter with games and with consoles and cartridges and such. And then so I had the N64, PlayStation 2. I got PlayStation 2 on launch, and that was like the last console I bought for a while. I think I borrowed a GameCube for a while. Smash was really big in my community when Melee came out on GameCube. I think I had to like borrow a GameCube so I could like keep up with my friends. And I never liked Smash. And I still don't particularly care for it. Not like, in the snotty, like, it's not a real fighting game or whatever. It just never clicked with me. Personally, most fighting games didn't click with me, so it wasn't like from a place of elitism. I just wasn't familiar with that genre. And again, that came from a lot of like playing PC games and PC not really having too much in the way of fighters, really. and, you know, obviously playing them on a keyboard is very not ideal in most cases. I know people play Tekken on keyboards or something like that. I'm catching up on fighting games now. Anyway, this is a very long-winded way of saying that by the time Time Splitters had come out, I was basically like going back to PC at that point. I had dropped out of the console race, and trying to keep up with that because I couldn't afford it anymore, because I had to make my own purchases, and I was not in a position where I was being gifted these things regularly by family or what have you, at that place in my life. So yeah, I just never really got into Time Splitters in the way that I potentially could have. I mean, if I had been keeping up, I was aware of developers and studios and stuff. I'd always, you know, been aware acutely of like who made games. I was never just like, Nintendo makes the games because it's their console, so I can't believe Nintendo made this bad game, Deadly Towers. What was Nintendo thinking? I wasn't like that. I was pretty keenly aware. I think a lot of that came from following id Software in particular, which is why I've always had that affinity. Beyond the fact that they're just like the first games I played, like I became acutely aware of the fact that this game was made by these people, and I was like, I should follow what these people do. And that made me aware, made me cognizant of the fact that you look for the developer name on a game. So I wanted to follow Rareware, but I just wasn't keeping up with the hardware, especially when they transitioned, when they became a Microsoft first-party developer. Then like I had no way to do that because I didn't have an Xbox. So I completely fell off at that point. So that was a very long tangent. Thank you for bearing with me and for staring at this pause screen. We are now going to make or break the level. There's a hostage situation going on here. There we go. So what I had to do there was stop Orumov from blowing Natalia's brains out. At the same time, I aimed for Xenia in the background, which gives you additional time on the clock here to do what you need to do here, which is laser this open. I thought she was supposed to start sooner on starting up on the computer. So I'm way ahead of the clock right now. And the game's gonna have to catch up to us. Within a minute. So we've obviously already done that. Awesome story, Cass. Says Averipaz. Thank you. I hope my tangents aren't too boring or long-winded. I do a lot of talking. I'm very used to like addressing crowds and stuff. This is me just killing time while we're waiting for this sequence to play out. But I do worry that I can ramble, especially if like there's like a subject, if there's actually a topic that I'm meant to be focusing on. If we jump through this floor, by the way, too early, I think she stops doing her mission critical objective. On higher difficulty, she needs to do more on the computer, so you cut it closer with the time. Yep, there we go. Walk backwards. Impressed with Saturn owners. Only Sega console we ever owned was a DC, says Plywood. And yeah, I didn't own a Dreamcast. So I feel like I missed out on, you know, that chapter of Sega history until like years later when I, obviously, emulation and so forth. I had cousins who owned, I had a cousin who owned a TurboGrafx 16 when it was contemporary, and then went on to get Dreamcast. I don't think they had like N64 or GameCube or PlayStation or PlayStation 2. I think they somehow always picked the most obscure consoles to go with. They always bet on the weird horse in the race, and they might still have those. And now that I'm back in this state, I wonder if I could buy those consoles off of them. I wonder if those are just collecting dust in an attic somewhere, or if they had the thought to sell them at some point. I should ask about that. Oh, we beat that in time to get a sheet. Oh no, this is the hardest level in the game. This is also a level where Natalia gets a gun. They could have given her a Makarov, they could have given her like a Tokarev, but they give her a Magnum in this. A hot day in the rainforest with two women. Shame on you, James. Anyway, this is we're in Cuba now, where Yanis's base operates out of. Crashed a plane, and Natalia's wearing some camo fatigues, and there's that Magnum, and she will use it. We shouldn't rely on her too much. I think the enemies can and will kill her, unless we do the heavier part of the lifting here. There's also these sentry guns, which make this level a real pain in the tuchus. This is supposed to be an M16 or an AR-15, or, you know, one of those models of that kind of system, of that kind of firearm. Let me see something, though, because I don't think this has a stock on it. Oh, no, it does have the stock. You can see the classic M16 stock there. Called the AR-33. But it's probably based on AR-15 specifically, right? You're dealing with the AR designation. Weird history around M16s, around that style of rifle. There's body armor here. It's much needed. Especially because this is one of the levels that has a boss battle in it. Where we fight Xenia Onatopp. In the movie, who's famously killed in the movie by a helicopter. Not by the blades, but by getting, like, garroted by them, being strangled by them, because I think Bond, like, wraps a rope around her neck, a rappel around her neck or something like that. It's a great scene in the movie, but I don't think they were necessarily capable of recreating that in the game, so they don't bother. They just make it a more conventional boss fight. And if you play GoldenEye Rogue Agent, article up on the site, she gets a really undignified death in that game where she falls off a dam in a really underwhelming fashion after a really underwhelming boss fight in a very underwhelming video game as a whole. Alright, this is where I believe the boss fight occurs after we cross this bridge. Let's see if I remember how to do this. Very good. She dual wields an RCP-90, which is an SMG. I think it's based on a P-90. Or is P-90 even the real name for it? It's a weird FN Deutsch weapon. Or not FN Deutsch. I think FN is a Swedish company. I don't remember specifics, but this gun model looks like vaguely like the real-life gun it's based off of. And the thing about this gun is that it holds 80 rounds in a magazine. Because it has these, in real life, it has these weird magazines that, like, plop into the top. Like you're putting, like, a staples in a stapler. Like, you know, like, when the staples come, like, in that, locked together, like, sort of rod. It's kind of like loading that. FN makes some weird guns. And she has a grenade launcher. So she wields this with this. So I could, if I were to hold down the fire button, I would shoot the bullets from the RCP-90, and they would also intermittently fire grenades. But that's very wasteful, so we're not going to do that. But it shows that you can mix and match the dual-wielding weapons in some capacity. You're not supposed to be able to do it outside of this combination, because that's what she carries, and they let you carry it yourself. But you can, if you have dual weapons, you can do, like, some sort of tricky input to mix and match. But again, not super practical by any stretch, and not intended behavior. Tonic BH pointing out that the level before the Xenia fight in Rogue Agent is a pain in the ass. I believe that is the damn level, which I absolutely take to task in my article, or at least I should. If I did my due diligence back then, I know I need to. I'm hoping that blew up what I wanted to blow up. Not quite, but I still got the drop on that, which is... Oh no, there's still that one. And I'm almost out of ammo. Alright, so we're just gonna speed to the end of this level because I have no ammo. You can see me speed strafing between the bullets. Hope Natalia doesn't get killed. Very good. Pretty good, I think, all things considered. Were there any levels I fucked up besides, Frigate? On any of these? I fucked up deliberately, quote-unquote, on Archives. I think we've been doing pretty well. For a game I haven't played in a while, pretty damn well, wouldn't you say? We're on the final row of levels here. These are the real levels, the story levels, and these are 2 bonus maps. And I don't know if I can do the bonus maps on 00 Agent. Certainly not as tech. I don't think I can do. We'll give it a shot, though. This level, another infamous one. For the fact that there's a prolonged wave defense section where you have to protect Natalia. Eva Too Sold, time for the level I hate. But it has this cute little elevator music in it. I think it also has... Yeah, that shit. If you remember this gun, this turret in particular giving me trouble. All about finding the primo spot. Oh my god, it takes up so much health with every shot. I just have to do that, because I don't know how else I would deal with that in an effective way. And I think there's one more with an SMG. And I just get the barrel on that. Oh, thank God. Okay. Alright. I believe we've done the requisite killing. Now Natalia will come out. God, that guitar MIDI sounds like farts, says Sock Puppet Kingdom. Yeah, you know, some of the instrumentation. You do what you can when you're doing, I don't know if it's technically MIDI. No, I know what you mean, though. It's effectively like, you know, it plays back samples with notation. It's one of those types of things. I know there's some people who are anal if you call video game music MIDIs when they're not always MIDIs. It's actually this proprietary sound format that was designed specifically. This is actually Red Book audio, which is not to be confused with MIDI. And it's just like, okay, we get it. I'm so sorry. But I know what you mean, and I'm not trying to be that anal about it. I think I'm like, this level's actually a little tough, so I'm almost like talking less, just naturally. This is when the speedrunners call serious time, right? Song has haunted me for years. It sounds like someone reworked a song from Rocco's Modern Life, Spunky's Dangerous Day. This would make sense in GoldenEye, says Video Game King. I don't. Boris, you slughead. I think if you kill him, Natalia gets mad at you. And I think you actually don't complete the mission. We do want to follow him, though. He leads us to something good. That will come in handy. I think he just disappears at this point. But, you see, he leads us to the body armor. Again, comes very much in handy. Sock Puppet Kingdom. I remember learning the Tony Hawk N64 ports made the soundtrack work by chopping the songs up into multi-part samples, playing them sequentially. Yes. Do yourselves a favor. If you've not heard the N64 version of Ace of Spades, of Motorhead's Ace of Spades, look it up. You can stop watching this if you want to listen to that. Maybe come back. Or maybe, like, bookmark it and listen to it later. Maybe stick around. I'm sorry. Please don't go. But, the point still stands. Listen to that version of that song. It is a treat. The way they chop and screw that song. I never remember. Let me look at the objectives for this mission. Protect Natalia. Destroyed armored mainframes. I believe these are the armored mainframes. I don't know if I need to destroy all of these. I think there's like a specific set of them you're meant to destroy, but I don't know which ones are which. I'm just gonna blow them all up. There's another one in this room. There's also turrets? Thank God for that body armor. know I'm... There we go. Tiny little explosion shows I've done my job. I've done my diligence. Now I know there's 2 more still. Can I use... I don't know how many more computers there are. I don't know how many mines I can afford to burn here. Oh my god, I'm gonna lose because of this. Holy shit. I am pinned down. Okay. Let's see if we can pull this one together, huh? Oh. I almost walked right into my own explosion there. No more computers in this room. More to do in this room. Alright. How much health do we have? Oh, we might have to replay this one, huh? Oh, we'll cross that bridge when we get there, I reckon. And now, not the way we came. We gotta get Natalia into this room. Is our next objective. Howdy. Alright. This is where some people struggle with this level. Let's see if I don't fall into the same trap. Ooh, wish me luck, folks. Let me take a drink of this disgusting drink. How have the audio levels been on the stream, by the way? I'm trying some different stuff. It makes it quieter in my ears. And I changed my auto-ducking settings. So I'm hoping that it attenuates properly, and so on and so forth. Here they come. Make sure these guys do not kill Natalia. That was not a good start. I think she got winged in the neck several times over there. You do need to pick up the ammo they're dropping, because you burn through it when you're firing fully automatic. But you also don't want to leave anything to chance here. Where are they coming from? Are they gonna pop their heads? Oh no! Alright. No? Second time's the charm. Oy vey. Okay, can we do that a little quicker? Can I do that without losing most of my health to the machine guns? It'll be a real challenge. For you. I wanted to get an SMG so I can deal with this more. Oh, come on. Fuck this. You can get killed while you're pausing the game, by the way, because it actually takes a few frames to bring up the watch. Look at those guns just, like, just mutilating my corpse. There ain't gonna be nothing to send home. There's gonna be nothing for the coffin. Alright. Third time's the charm? I apologize for the next 30 minutes' attempts of this miserable level. Found a sweet spot. If I don't lean, if I just tap. Oh. I wonder, is this... There we go. I'd really like to conserve as much health as possible. Bold strategy, I know, but... if I have more health, I can be more bold during the section where I'm meant to protect Natalia. Come on, slow-ass Natalia. Hack this panel and go completely unappreciated. I can do less runs for ammo during the front right defender. I'm a bit more careful with my shooting. I'll still always double tap, even if I think I've gotten the headshots. I think I heard a grenade. Yeah. I think I heard another one. Saw that guy priming another grenade, so I think the grenades that they were tossing did most of the work for me here, which, you know, I ain't gonna say no to that. Saves me ammo, saves me health, saves me a lot of risk. Wait, nope, don't walk through that door. So, you may notice that enemies miss a lot in this game. The game is generous about setting them to a low accuracy threshold. On 007 difficulty, you can turn it up to 100% and see what that looks like. But, not recommended. I think on this difficulty, their accuracy is still something like 10%. So only 1 out of 10 of the shots they fire are actually like intended to hit you in the game's programming. But once you start speed strafing, I mean, the trick to dodging bullets here, in case it wasn't obvious, is that enemies, when they start shooting, they only have a limited like left and right. They're mostly firing on the position that you were in when they start firing. So if you sidestep it, like wah, they're going to still be aiming here. If you run into it, then obviously you're continuing to put yourself in that cone of fire. And so that's how you sort of dodge bullets in this game, as it were. Putting mines where they need to go, presumably. I could fetch Natalia now. That's probably not a good idea, because she'll start hacking straight away, and I won't be here in the room to protect her, so... Alright, now for the real pain in the butt room. Did I get the body armor? Yes, I did. Memory of a goldfish, folks. Burning through ammo because I just hate this room so much. Oh, right, one left. Hit. Oh, much better that time. Oh, that sentry in particular. Alright, take 2 on this mess. I wonder if you could, like, set mines. I'm sure you could. You could set mines up in these different corners here and, like, detonate them if things got too hot. But I don't know if that's necessarily a good strategy. as good a strategy as just, like, staying close and knowing the spots. I don't know how long this whole sequence takes. Maybe it's like 2 to 3 minutes, but it feels like forever. I think there's certain audio cues, like you hear the elevator ding and that's how you know they're coming from a certain direction. I think with this glass here, like see this guy, he's gonna pop up from there, wait a couple seconds, and then start shooting. I need to run, get some ammo. Natalia, please don't die. When you get too far away, she says she needs cover while she's doing this. I should switch the pistol here, right? I don't know if those bullets would have actually had a chance to hit Natalia. Oh, those ones definitely did. Please die quickly. That elevator ding. Are you dead? Please be dead. Hey Beam Splash, you just joined us for maybe the toughest part of the run so far. Not that we're running this like a speed run or what have you, but I think we cleared it, folks. Assuming she is in the clear. Phew. Okay, I know there's more enemies in the room. I need their ammo, I think. You know, actually we have enough. Switch back to this safely. Now I just need to remember which way... Yes, okay. This is why you need the mines. I think that was the worst mine toss of all time. Oh no. Oh no! Please do not black flag me on the last lap here. I'm begging you, game. Like, there's still spawning enemies in this room. I believe that completes our objectives, though. All we need to do is exit the level. Fight me if I die here. My head is sinking into my hands right now. Alright, take it back. This is the worst level in the game. Just for that. That was 9 minutes. Okay, here's what we're doing. Oh, that reminds me that that's probably why I stopped on this prior save file right around there. I probably had a similar experience. Let's pretend that I did that level flawlessly. We'll go back to this save file, which has every level. Yeah, so the next level is going to be the caverns, which is also another tricky level if I recall correctly. And just because the objectives are very specific. You can just see 006 running away from us here. You follow him at the last level. You start chasing him at the end of the previous level. There's continuity here. game is easiest in open areas and open environments, most difficult when your movement is constrained. You can't speed strafe your way out of the way of bullets. I believe the objective here deals in destroying these computers, but hopefully the scientists not getting killed by the explosions. I shot you in the head 3 times so far. And it's thick skulled. Alright. Scientists, please leave. There's our objective done. There's a nice little impressive room. Or not impressive, it's a novel room at the very least. You don't usually see rooms of this nature in a first-person shooter. And you can't run over the sides, by the way. They have invisible walls up. As a courtesy to you, because they don't want you landing in the water, because they didn't want to bother implementing any sort of like swimming or death on water or anything that to do with water, really, would be my guess. One less thing for them to think about. Yes, it's being pointed out that they, in the cinematics, in your death animation, they continue to shoot you after you're dead. And that is so that there's a little trick the game does. We haven't looked at the death game over. I haven't let it play out in its entirety, I don't think. But the trick of it is that they show your death animation like from different angles while the enemies continue to shoot you, but it's not like an actual replay. It's the game continuing to let the like logic play out. So if there were enemies shooting you, presumably you died to a bullet from an enemy. So if the enemies continue to shoot you, it'll show you getting shot by them as you repeatedly go down with the death animation. Am I making any sense? Is that some meandering explanations? And that's very basic. It's very simple what they're doing there. It didn't really necessarily warrant an explanation in the first place, but I felt compelled to provide one anyway. Open sesame. Oh, I spy with my little eye. Something I despise. Sentry guns, but we took care of that one. As you mentioned, we're firing like an Uzi right now. The ZMG stands for Zub machine gun, I suppose. I spy with my little eye, something that'll make me die. That's what I could have said if I was clever, if I was quick on my feet. But you should know better than that by now. Go on to keep in rhyme scheme. Should be locked. Okay, good. Did I pick up a key card? I know there's a key card. I feel like there's code card A. All right. Oh, we have burnt through that ammo, that 9mm ammo, that shared ammo between pistols and SMGs. Do I have any other guns? Yeah, we have the AR-33 in this level. So while these guys are dropping, hopefully more in the way of SMG ammo, pistol ammo for us, I will use this. Okay, that's probably good enough. I'm trying to remember if there's anything vital, anything key down here. Probably doesn't appear to be. Is there a mission objective for destroying like a cache of something? No. Okay. It's an unnecessary trip, but hey, maybe you haven't seen that in a while. Like I said, like I've been saying, if you watch speedruns, so much of this game just passes you by. So much of this game you just don't engage with. So I'm hoping there's some sort of value. Oh my god, how little... That's how little health I have right now? I would like to not die in this level. I would like to not, like, suck the last stretch of levels in this game. Oh! me, game. Yes, there was a radio here I needed to use in order to contact Jack Wade. And yes, it blew up because I was shooting back at the enemies who were shooting me from here. AJ Vark. One time I looked up GoldenEye. Was GoldenEye with GoldenEye? I'm assuming the GoldenEye the movie with GoldenEye sound effects, and all the comments were like, "Wow, they really pay attention to the sets when making the levels." Yep, no, that's accurate. So we can't win the level because I blew up the radio. But I don't want to replay this level. I don't want to do this the right way. I don't want to deal with that, honestly, after the last level. So we're just gonna play out the rest of this level as if we were still doing things right. Oh well, it doesn't really matter much either way, does it? I just know at the rest of that level, you presumably managed to blow these up. You would presumably not blow up the radio. Yeah, look how close we were. That was 6 minutes and 40 seconds. The target time to do it in under 9 minutes and 30 seconds. Yeah, we're doing it again. I'm just gonna do it quickly this time. I'm only giving it the one more try, though. We're not gonna spend all day here. That guy did not want to die. Oh my... Case in point. Move. Move. Son of a bitch. I can tell this run is off to a rip-roaring start already. Already got one dead scientist. Minimal health. I've not been economical with my ammo. Just ace performance all around. I think any one of the sentry guns will tear me to shreds. So if we deal with those, they're gonna catch me off guard, and if I forget they exist, we are doubly fucked in double time. Why did I just stand there? I should have been speed strafing. Or not even a speed strafe, not just be regular strafing when you're zigzagging, moving back and forth to dodge bullets. How have y'all been today? I don't like the fact I shot you twice in the head, and I guess your hat blocked one of the bullets. Your beret. Beret is known for their bulletproof properties. Thin layer of fabric, and it's the difference between life and death. Alright. Slightly miffed. You know, let's show off some of the cheats in this game, why don't we, right? This is a good time for it. Have fun with it. I'll even turn on turbo mode. We'll use this as an excuse to show off the wonderful DK mode here. Show off this level without having to be stressed out by it. This will give us access to every gun in the game as well, because we enabled all guns. Here's the golden gun. Old PP7, yeah. There's a couple guns in this game. There's a good variety of guns. Note to developers, like, you're making a first-person shooter, and you want to have like one gun of each type. You want to represent. Gotta have a pistol, gotta have an SMG, gotta have an assault rifle, a shotgun, some explosive, and we're good. And it's like, no, have multiple in each category. Have fun with it. Have like differences between them. Have the PP7 and the Tokarev. Will anyone ever use the Tokarev? Probably not, because the PPK is so cool, because the Walther P2K is so cool. But the fact that it's there, it gives the enemy something to carry, and it gives them like personalities in the sense, like, you can tell like the Russian guards because they're carrying this gun, or, you know, it just gives you opportunities. Yes, it's extra work, and extra work can be really tough to put in, and you don't always have the time or budget for it. But every one of these guns in this game is iconic. Like, I could tell you every weapon in this game without looking at them, without scrolling down this list. I just have these committed to memory. The only one I would forget about is the Phantom, maybe, clearly. But, like, even this gun, which doesn't appear in the actual, like, in any of the actual levels, it only shows up in multiplayer, but you see it, and it's so interesting for the fact that it shows up so sparingly in this game. It makes it that much more curious. Shit, like, the Moonraker laser, and then playing matches with that in multiplayer, like, every one of these guns is a personality. And, you know, there's something to be said about the fact that, you know, it's glorifying guns, and maybe that's not the best practice in the world. Maybe I should be saying guns are cool, especially because, you know, outside of the scope of video games, I am not a firearm file. I don't know if there's a word, a weapon file, gun file, if there's some sort of I'm not a fan of violence, as it turns out, but, you know, in the context of a game, in the context of a first-person shooter, in the context of enjoying yourself and just shutting your brain off, not deal with the moral implications right now of, you know, desensitizing yourself to violence or whatever, if whether that's real or not. I'm getting way off track. The point is, put a bunch of guns in your game because they're cool and they're fun to shoot. And when they're as distinct as this slot is, you know you've done something right. And because we have all guns, we can actually use dual-wielding any variation, any of the weapons in this game. And we are moving fast because we have turbo mode enabled, which I had hoped meant that we would do this level a little quicker. It just means that I'm overstepping everything. Why am I even killing these people? Actually, come to think of it. They can't hurt me. That's it. I need to make sure the scientists don't die. Still fail a mission for... Oh my god, are you... Run! Don't run right now. Wait. Why did that guy take so many bullets to kill? Luckily, they can't kill each other with bullets, it looks like. Go. This might be some of the worst artificial intelligence in the game. This is... I meant to shoot above his head, but because DK mode is on, I accidentally shot him in the top of the head. Maybe DK mode was not advantageous to turn on in this attempt to make the level go by faster. You also tell they have lankier arms, not to be confused with Lanky Kong arms, but... Big head mode, a classic video game cheat. Which of those sentry guns try to kill me now? I'd like to see them try. Let me switch to something else. Not these golden guns, even though those are fun. Or these. Or these. What do I want? I want... What do I want? Laser Boy, which only appears in cheats. Little goofy gun. This is what I want. Give me a tank when I'm not in a tank. That seems fun to me to do right now. There's the key card that I need. Maybe the tank is not the best to fire because you have to wait for the shells to reload. You may have noticed the reload animations in this game, by the way, where they all just consist of gun ducks off screen for a second. All guns have the same reload speed. This is something they addressed in Perfect Dark, where every gun has unique on-screen reload animations and take unique amounts of time to reload. Which is, you know, certainly more realistic. Gives the game more depth. You know, something's lost in the fun. Just like how frivolous this game is. Oh my god. No wonder I fucked this room up before. Oh my... One of these assholes dropped a grenade. Even when we're cheating, this level is bullshit. Well, we are absolutely not going to run this again. Finish this level. Of course that door is locked. Why wouldn't it be? Where's the key card we need? There's someone's got to drop it. I'm sure someone already dropped it, actually, and we just need to pick stuff up off the floor until it's found. Oh my god. If we... The idea that you're supposed to kite the enemies away somehow. No, because they're standing there keeping the scientists hostage. So you just need to quickly dispatch all of them. I cannot find the key card I need to open that door. So I guess the answer is no, I cannot beat this game on 00 Agent. At least not when I'm under the pressure of having an audience and the clock on me. So these two levels write them off. Today I did not succeed, but we can still finish strong with these last three. I know I can do this one. I know for a fact I can do this one. Turn the cheats off. This is gonna be legit. This is the last level of the game, of the actual campaign, before you get into bonus levels. One of the rare levels on 00 Agent that gives you body armor at the start. Gotta be very careful with ammo in this. Do not use any of the SMGs. Do not shoot 006 when he's invincible. Because this is the final level, this is the final boss. Do not let these guys shoot me because they will drain my health with their dual SMGs. And there are speed strats to kill him like immediately and skip like most of the level. I do not know how to do those effectively. Grenades and spray at you. He's invincible during these sequences. Or I think you can damage him, but like you're not supposed to. You'll see what I mean. Like what you're supposed to do is reach these junctions where he stands still and he taunts you, and you make him advance by shooting him a couple times, and you do that a set number of times. You can actually outrun him if you're doing the speed strafing. So I'm actually deliberately slowing down here. Oh, son of a bitch! I forgot he drops grenades, so you gotta keep an eye out for those. This is not gonna go well. game gave us grace there. They... Oh, well, they took it right back. I would have been fine if not for that grenade. So I'm not mad about that one. That's on me. Not paying attention. But we'll run this one again. As a real jerk. You can, on actual hardware, you would not be able to see him from that far away at the 320 by 240 resolution. It would be like a literal pixel. You just need to know he's there and hope you're aiming in the general vicinity of him. Oh, damn that sentry gun. It didn't fire the first time we were here. I think I want to switch to the SMG for this. Oh, another grenade, but we were mostly out of the... Sajmira Dubai. Sorry, it's hard to read in the configuration I have, so I butchered that username. That's another grenade. If I was able to get the emulator on my computer and let me actually stop to read this. If I was able to get the emulator on my computer and blow it, let me awesome. Haven't played it since it was released. In fact, this game actually turns 25 years old last year. I would know that if I celebrated good game birthdays. I only celebrate bad game birthdays on Twitter. There's that grenade. I burnt through too much ammo. I'm switching back to the pistol. I don't want to deal with you down here. That's wasted ammo there. Yeah, there's definitely configurations you can do for the emulator. You just can't use, like, you know, you can use Mupin or Parallel, or whatever other popular ones, but the best one for it is this configuration I'm doing right now, which relies on a build of 1964 and injects mouse look into it. This comes highly recommended. Bastard for draining my health a little bit more. Alright. Ooh, this could be rough. 10 bullets to do this. Can it be done? Not gonna let us cheat that. All we have left to do is kill this guy. Is to kill Sean Bean. Third time is the charm, folks. This is not too hard a level compared to those last two. I'm doing a disservice right now. Strafe like my life depends on it. It does in the context of the game. As much ammo as possible. Don't use the SMGs. As long as we're mentioning Video Game Anniversaries, Video Game King says, I just learned today that the Famicom and SG-1000 released on the same day, July 15th, 1983. Kind of surprised it never became a major event in the gaming community. Yeah, I forget about video game console launch dates as well. I would celebrate them for stuff like the Hyperscan and other obscurities like that. The same way that I do the bad game birthdays, I just always forget to check the console list. I have a sheet, a Google sheet, that has all the games I intend to review, that has all the bad games on it. And that's where I double check every day to see that I can see if there's a birthday to cover on a given day. I have it for the consoles too, but it's in a separate tab in that sheet, and I never remember to check that tab. Wait, did you drop a grenade? I'm gonna be so nervous about the grenades from here on out. There's a grenade. He'll wait for us at the next checkpoint though, so Behind this door. What is that explosion? Oh, he dropped a grenade. Ugh. Whatever, I'm not gonna be able to do this on that one tick of health. Take 4. Oh, don't forget the body armor. Absolutely need that. There's so much ammo there. Every bullet counts. I saw the hat pop off of this guy. These hats really are, like, a pain in the butt. It makes sense, like, the helmets that enemies wear will block bullets, but I don't know if the berets should block bullets. You know what I mean? Most of our armor. Let's see if I can outrun 006. Whoa. Some boss you are. That'll be a good way to not have to deal with the grenades, at least. I just keep pace with him. Just gotta keep an eye out. Other enemies. Other door. Oh god, these guys. Who was shooting me from behind? No one. What the? Oh man. Alright. No, don't go all the way up here. More enemies will come from up here. There we go. Please let me live long enough. Please don't send any enemies down that ramp. Okay, here we go. Where'd you go? Y'all saw that shit, right? I was doing so well tonight. I was so happy with how this was going. Be careful and remember, you are licensed to kill. You got away from me is what happened there. For those who are asking, what the heck? And rightfully so. Nothing to it but to do it. Despite all this, it's still a great game. I had a couple little... this stretch of levels at the end that's complicating things for me. Is these are not bad levels, I'm just bad at them. Never mind, this level sucks. I can't not beat this level, though. we've come so far. And also, to play the end cutscene of the game, you need to beat this level. So I would like to show off the ending to the game. Come this far, it'd be a shame to not show the ending. You know, I thought this stream would only take like 2 hours. I thought I would somehow beat this entire game under 2 hours time. Because, you know, speedruns of it are like 30 minutes long, so... Clearly it should take me, just like double that, like, you know, an hour to go through the whole thing. He's still shooting me. Brian Norgate is definitely an underrated Rare composer. He did some songs for the Crysis games and Crytek absorbed Free Radical, says Sock Puppet Kingdom. I'd be inclined to believe it. I don't know composers by name like I should when it comes to video game composers. Of course I know the king, Tommy Tallarico, who's never done anything wrong in his life. No Grant Kirkhope. I know, the guy who does the chiptunes that everyone likes. I guess I don't know him if I don't know him by name. There is some extra body armor in this level, and it saved me from getting grenaded. Alright. I've got a good feeling about this one. Not Nobuo Uematsu. I mean, yes, that counts as one that I would probably recognize by name at the very least. Alright. There we go. Mission accomplished. Not even done yet. Still the 2 bonus levels. There you go. That's your ending. Get our credit scroll where we still don't get the actual faces, because they didn't use actor likenesses for these characters, and it's surprising they're not actually credited anywhere in the game here. Maybe they're in the manual. So they're calling it director of photography, the screenplay. It's all very cute. Does me combing my hair come up on mic? My hair was getting in my eyes a little bit by the end there. We got off the chopper to Bone in the Cuban Jungle. A scenic spot for it. Nothing wrong about watching this at anything more than 3 frames per second. I mean, this ending would play at more than 3 frames per second. This is a pretty conservative environment they chose for this ending scroll, at the very least. Ken Lobb, the inspiration for the name Klob, by the way. Notice about the Japanese version. I noticed that, I did note earlier, Nintendo Vision, where's the James Bond will return. The Japanese version has armors, pickups that are usually taken away in Secret Agent and 00 Agent, and it keeps them there. It keeps as many body armors as possible to make the game slightly easier. It also removes blood effects and removes the ability to use knives as weapons, because this came out around the time of the the famous like school stabbing, right? It happened in like 96, 97. I think like the dialogue is also quicker on the screen, so I think that's why speedrunners primarily play it, in addition to the fact that you get the extra armor for the extra back boost and so forth. Anyway, this is going to take us through every character model in the game, this credit sequence, and you can't skip this. That's cute. What they do here is, obviously, like, all these NPCs, all these, like, enemies here, and, like, civilians and so forth, they obviously pull, like, from the random library of faces And they also, you know, during this sequence and in the intro sequence, they go through random weapon in hand and random animation. A small pool. You'll have, like, civilians looking very cool and intimidating. And then Bond might be unarmed and doing some goofy animation. If we get the luck of the draw. More games should have credit rolls that just show you every single character model in the game. Maybe they shouldn't, actually. Eva Two Souls says, I just realized Ormov doesn't die in the game. Yeah, he does. You kill him on train. You shoot him when he's holding Natalia hostage. And that correlates with how he dies in the movie as well. So no, he gets his just desserts, and you deliver it to him. So the fun thing about that is, if you're beating this game for the first time, you see Mayday, you see Jaws, you see Oddjob, you see Baron Samedi, and, you know, a few of them appear in these last two levels. Aztec will see Jaws, and an Egyptian will see Baron Samedi, but Oddjob and Mayday, I think, were supposed to appear in some missions. They had, like, ideas plotted out for them that just didn't materialize, but they had the models, so they put them in multiplayer that you unlock. But, yeah, let's give these levels a shot. These bonus levels. This one deals in Drax, Hugo Drax, so it's like Moonraker. This level, I believe, is quite tricky. I'm gonna give it my scout's best, but also is that you can see it so briefly, but the face model they load in for Pierce Brosnan is different than the face model, the face texture, I should say, that is used for every other level in the game. There's actually two models for Brosnan. This is the multiplayer model with his tuxedo and so forth. You never see him with his other face model wearing a tuxedo. It's a weird quirk. I think it's explained somewhere. It's because of, like, the idea was originally to have all Bonds playable. That each of the save files, the 4 dossiers on the title screen, are supposed to each correspond to one of the different Bonds. Yeah, I'm great at this level, as you can tell. So, like, you would pick, like, Sean Connery on the left, Lazenby. I don't know if they had Lazenby. I know they had more, and I think they had Connery, Lazenby. Or no, I think they didn't do Lazenby. But they did Connery, Moore. Shit. Dalton, right? And then Brosnan was going to be the 4 Bonds, and they would each have a different tuxedo that would correspond to them. Like, Sean Connery gets the white tuxedo from Goldfinger, and so on and so forth. And then they scrapped that idea because they wanted to have it consistently be Pierce Brosnan throughout the campaign. We're not even going to fuck around with this, by the way. I'm just going to turn some values down so we have a fighting chance. Here we go. We'll still get the 00 agent objectives, though. And we'll still get a chance to fight Jaws. Which I don't even know if I need. Let's keep enemy health where it's at. I want to see how many hits it takes to do Jaws. And Eva Tussle pointing out they would do Dalton over Lazenby. Yeah, they would, because Lazenby was only in 1 movie and Dalton was in 2. So, don't get me wrong, I love, oh my god, even for partially cheating, grenades will still get you. Don't get me wrong, Honor Majesty's Secret Service is a great movie, maybe the best Bond movie, if you can get over the fact that they had to dub Lazenby's performance because his voice was, I believe he's Australian, which is markedly different from a British accent. This first room alone is so tough. Never mind the next ones. Saw that grenade. I guess he didn't actually. Yeah, we can pick it up. Oh my god. Do I have to cheat for these last levels? Just like to show them off? I know there's a trick here that you need to get behind this door, but you need a key card to do it, so you need to kill Jaws. But there's ways to not even have to deal with the boss fight in this level at all. And turn down the accuracy and damage, but these guys are still giving me a proper thrashing. that switch. There's a whole technique. I used to be able to do this on console with controller on this difficulty level, but this is like what I feared like every level in this game was going to be like for me when I started. Before I started playing the levels, I was worried that like the entire stream was going to be me suffering to this extent. But it turns out it just was for the last stretch of levels. Alright, let's really do this one nice and cheap. Up. Keep the health, actually. Because again, I did say I want to see how many hits it takes to kill Jaws. But now they won't be able to hit us because they will have 0 accuracy. And even if they did, they would have 0 damage. Effectively invincibility. If they drop a grenade, we'll still die, though. So keep an eye out for that. Grenades are... Well, they're a killer. I guess they function as intended. Ask me James Bond questions, by the way. If you have any of those general James Bond questions while we complete these last 2 levels. Because I do fancy myself something of a Bond fan. The doomiest level in the entire game. Kind of appropriate would be as difficult as it is. I guess this is Doom-like. I don't know what the... I'm not so sure about that. There's Jaws. There's Richard Keeve, I believe. Dual-wielding M16s. Multiple shots to the head. There we go. Something that Bond never does in the movies. He never kills Jaws in the movies. He survives the end of Moonraker, is actually becoming something of an ally. We stand an ally. Have you ever seen Never Say Die, the weird Thunderball remake thing? Yes, indeed I have. Oh, the sentries can still hit me! The sentries are not affected by the damage or accuracy. Oh my god. What an unfortunate time to realize that we are still very much mortal. Yes, I have seen Never Say Never Again. It is not as good as Thunderball, which is an incredible movie. I think it's also one of the last movies, this is a fun fact about Never Say Never Again, to show like an animal dying. There's a horse that Bond jumps out of a tower with, jumps out of a castle with, and they launched an actual horse into the ocean and then fucking killed it for this stupid stunt in this stupid scene. And I think that's the movie that, like, after that movie was necessitated that movies had that, had animal, like, handlers on set. Oh, of course there's a turret gun there. Of course I walk right into it. We're gonna cheat. Let's give us proper invincibility, proper all guns, infinite ammo. You're already cheating, but now we're extra cheating. So now we can play it just on 00 Agent. The question is, what goofy gun combo do I want to use? Anyway, yeah, Thunderball is one of the best Bond movies. Bond does not kill the big bad at the end. The Bond girl does, in a very cool change of pace. Domino, I believe. And one of the coolest, like, kills, like, final, like, bad guy kills in one of the Bond movies. It's not the most, like, you know, elaborate, or it's not Goldfinger getting sucked through the window of a plane. It is just someone getting shot with a harpoon gun, but it is so stylishly shot. It is such a fucking cool moment. And, like, before, like, he gets dispatched, he gets the better of Bond in that fight. It's only because of the Bond girl that Bond survives to see another day, and I think they completely ruined that scene in Never Say Never Again. They completely ruined most of the cool scenes from Thunderball in Never Say Never Again, but that movie was a result of a rights dispute that lasted like for fucking ever in regards to the Bond license and Eon Films and the original, like, I don't remember the specifics of it, but it's a whole mess. Now, if you really want to watch some dog shit James Bond, because that movie's at least watchable, watch the Woody Allen Casino Royale. That is a meandering mess of a movie that makes absolutely no sense and is not worth watching. Unless you just want to, like, riff on how much of a shithead Woody Allen is, I guess. And then, of course, you know, there's Daniel Craig, Casino Royale, the worthy successor. And, you know, I was one of the people who was... do any of you remember when that movie was first... When Daniel Craig was first announced as a new Bond, and people were writing petitions, very effective, obviously, to take him, to make him not be Bond, that he is not our Bond, hashtag not our Bond. This is before Twitter, this was 2006. That worked out. That was really worth getting concerned over. His performance. That would be like the best Bond in fucking decades. Closest to Connery Bond, and you know, for all the people who were like wanting a return to that style of this like hard ass, no nonsense Bond. Because in hindsight, like, you know, if you want to like go over who the worst Bond is, probably Roger Moore, if only because his movies are so fucking goofy. The worst Bond movie that is like official Bond movie is a toss-up for me between You Only Live Twice, because it's racist as fuck. That's the one where Sean Connery does Yellowface, in case you weren't aware. And the other one is, it's the first Roger Moore movie. It is the one that has the Live and Let Live, or Live and Let Die. Because, again, that movie is racist as hell. This time against black people, so it's a new kind. It's an exciting, fresh racism. Also, it's a meandering mess of a movie. I forget exactly what you need to do in this level. Something about triggering that... Wait, do I need to... I need to use the key card first. Did I fuck up by doing that early? Anyway, that rocket launches at a certain point. We want the rocket to launch, but we want to, like, set our own coordinates for it or something to that effect. I gotta remember how to get to where I want to get to, though. I think it's through the doors in that room. I think that problem was that I was not quick enough. Hopefully those doors are open now, though. No, open up. I suppose Hard-Ass Bond is the only Bond that would make sense in the modern context, at least if you're trying to play him seriously. So anyway, yeah. I mean, Hard-Ass Bond is, like, the Bond, for better or for worse, that is the best. I mean, he's pathetic. I mean, the whole point of Daniel Craig Bond, what makes him compelling, is the fact that he's a dumb asshole. He's... like, that's charming, that's interesting. It's an angle on the character that gives him, like, an arc. That gives him, like, you know, you watch him grow. Which something that Roger Moore Bond never does. And that Sean Connery Bond is not allowed to do. If Lazenby Bond had allowed to, you know, if Lazenby had been allowed to play Bond more than once on Her Majesty's Secret Service, they give the slightest bit of lip service to On Her Majesty's Secret Service with, what's the, For Your Eyes Only, where Roger Moore visits the grave of his deceased wife. It's a whole thing. How the fuck do we get up there? We've been walking around in circles, and me talking probably doesn't help it much. Wasn't there a fly sheet, a no-clip mode, that I could use to go where I want to go? This level's worst only because all this shit being identical is messing with my perception. something I'm missing. I mean, of course there is. Like, of course there's something I'm missing. I just don't know what that thing I'd be missing is, or how to not miss it. How do I get through this door? I'm not gonna be able to beat this level. I'm not gonna be able to figure it out. I could have broken the level already. Like, for all I know, I could have done something that made, like, soft locked it. Like, I know, like, if I go up here, I launch the rocket, but without having... Look, here's what happens if I go up this ladder. There's a console up here. Wait. Does that open up the door? I would just assume that would just, like... I don't think it's gonna help, unfortunately. Because that's where you end the level. Oh my god. Yeah, well, you're right. I'm wrong. I'm an idiot. I did not expect that messing with that would... Man. Why do you people watch? It's so obvious I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'll try to have all guns, so I have to scroll all the way down. Alright, that's the trick of it, though. I upload my own Q zone. And then we go back to that rocket. See, this is why I didn't think we would use that panel up there to do anything, because you have to backtrack all the way back to it now. Do I go faster if I speed strafe up the ladder? Yes, I do. Open that. And there's a way to... Right, I think I have a gadget for it, right? Launch protocol data. Did I fuck up something? Oh, there we go. Now, there would be some tension here if I wasn't invincible. You need to wait for the rocket to launch. You need to survive as long as it takes. I think they throw like a bunch of enemies at you, or... Cinema in a second. That's a little close to be standing Bond. I get that this is a cool cinematic shot, but those... The exhaust from the rocket, that would burn you to a crisp. Oh, that's a great time we pulled off there. Alright, final level. I should just leave cheats on, honestly. Because there is a trick to this level that I absolutely do not remember. Meet Baron Samity. This is a cool little level, which combines elements of The Man with the Golden Gun, in that you find the golden gun previously owned by Francisco Scaramanga. But you fight Baron Samity from Live and Let Die. It's a weird convalescent of things, and it takes place in Egypt, which I think the only time that Bond visits something like, you know, Egyptian tomb sort of setting is in Spy Who Loved Me. Those are just a mishmash of stuff, but not in a way that's, you know, egregious or anything. It's the bonus level. It's for fun. It's supposed to be, like, you know, very homage-y, but damn, this game reminded me that John Cleese played Q equivalent R in the Brosnan films, and was his name. No, it wasn't. Alright, see this room? There's the golden gun there. There are sentry guns in those. If we walk straight forward, the sentry guns will activate. There is a pattern of tiles that we need to walk. And I know part of this. One, two, three, 1, me. Yeah, well. So. Let's try that one again. This is just but one of the 2 objectives in this level. After we do this successfully, we'll have the golden gun, but we still need to fight Baron Samedi, who we need to chase across the level. Let's get this out of the way nice and early. Let's see. 3, 1, 2. Straight shot? No. And my life, there's only a limited number of tiles here. I can figure this out. Fiasco. I never unlocked this level as a child. I only played it like 20 years later after I discovered cheats to unlock it. Yeah, to unlock these last 2 levels, you do need to beat the game on 00 Agent. To unlock Aztec, you beat every level on Secret Agent, and that's enough to unlock that. If you beat every level on 00 Agent, including Aztec, then you unlock this final level. There's another motivation to play the game, to increase the difficulty level. I understand. Is there a clue, or is it actually trial and error? Yeah. No, I don't think there is. I think the clue was that you either wrote into Nintendo Power and got a letter back, or you bought the strategy guide. I'll look at the ceiling. I'll confirm that. I'll see if there's any, like, thing. The tiles are not colored differently. Those floor tiles are identical, at the very least. I realize I've been going for 3 hours, which is long for my streams. Left. Ceiling tiles identical. Not left, so it's up. I could look this up online. I probably should look this up online rather than making y'all suffer this. But I feel like there's a part of me that says, like, somehow if I beat this on my own, on 00 Agent, without cheating, without looking things up, or using the cheats in the game, somehow this will make up for the fact I botched the last 5 levels of the game. For however many. Time flies. You know, I was gonna play other stuff on this stream too. I thought I was gonna end this nice and early, and I would play some impressive mods that exist here. Left or right? There you go. How many bullets do we get? 50? And we get a body armor on 00 Agent. How courteous of the game. We still need to not die. So we gotta defeat Baron Samedi multiple times over because being a voodoo god, or what have you, I think they don't explain. I think he's supposed to have, like, imposters, like doubles that we're fighting here. But all of them take a lot of ammo to kill, so... Clearly they have some sort of property. Now we need to find his second spawning spot. Oh, we have the golden gun. Two shots from the golden gun. Alright, let's find door number 3. Second body armor. Alright, that's good to know. This level is way easier than Aztec is, though, so I'm not sure we need 2 body armors in 00 Agent or what have you. that's it. I am aware I am overlooking. It might be a hidden door. There's a trick in this level. Now that it's dark, it's harder to navigate because I'm looking for massages. That's the way up. We don't need to go back up there. We need to find a way down. Back boost. Completely unnecessary. Probably should not waste my golden bullets. Probably shouldn't waste my 9mm ammo either. This is what we're looking for, huh? I believe there are sentry guns in these. We don't want to actually engage with them. There we go. Alright. And that's it. That is the conclusion, the grand finale. Bond, with his mission complete, walks off into the sunset. James Bond will return. But wait, there is one more little surprise in store. Oh no, Bond! Watch out! Turn around! Cute little note to end the game on, to properly end the game on. We defeated the insanity. This time, 1 minute 27 seconds. This is not my save file. This is the one that comes with this emulator package. The way to kill him in this cutscene, but damn if I can remember. You could probably like toss a grenade, do something goofy like that. You can have an explosion effect that like goes through the cutscene. I'm sure there's little tricks to it, but yeah, it's a GoldenEye. Christ, it's been 3 hours. I usually stream for 2, but we really slowed down the last leg of that. And like I said, I had other stuff I was going to stream, but I might. Let's see. How much of me can you guys tolerate? Because I'm still partially willing to go. I still feel kind of. I'm wanting to play a little more. I was going to show something off here. Not Perfect Dark. That's for another night. But this mod, Goldfinger 64, maybe one of the most elaborate total conversions of a video game that I've seen, outside of like Doom Engine stuff. And it is compatible with this emulator package. We've got the hat and everything, because this is a version of Goldfinger. Let's see the intro. Where do you get this? There's a website for downloading GoldenEye mods and Perfect Dark mods. I don't remember offhand, but if you look up Goldfinger 64, you will find this. Sean Connery dossiers. I'm not going to go through this whole thing. There's a lot of GoldenEye mods, I should mention, for Vega Baby, who asks, I don't know if there are any edits of GoldenEye at all. There's actually quite a few. There is a pretty rich mod community for this game. This mod, by the way, will run on an actual cartridge. It'll run very poorly because these levels are very elaborate. Like, let's jump into this Miami level. I'm not going to play through this because I don't know these levels at all, basically. But just to show off. Quite the ambitious little thing here. And obviously this follows the plot of the 1964 film. We meet with Felix Leiter somewhere here. Snoop on the card game. They have a lot of like the beats from the movie. So this is just like a really impressive thing. Like I said, I'm not playing this very seriously right now. But there's like a lot of space to explore. This mod focuses on like very large levels, like larger than any level in original GoldenEye. really pushing the game to its limits. I can walk through this. I can't walk through here. Give me a drink, bartender. And nothing happening. Oh! Did I just... Yeah, so, you know, this ain't perfect. I want to show off a couple highlights from this. Cass, don't hit the women. You are role-playing as the character, not the actor. Actually, this is one of the movies where Bond hits women. This is where he slaps one on the ass, and I think he knocks out another woman in this level, or in this scene in the movie at the very least. So I'm being accurate to Connery and to the movie. Let's do Fort Knox. Oh no, let's do the Volts. So I can fight Odd Job. A lot of interesting stuff. Is this the one with the whole mess with Pussy Galore? Yes. For those of you who don't know, Pussy Galore, the famous, maybe the most famous Bond girl of all time, is a lesbian in the original Ian Fleming novel, and Bond makes her straight through the power of his dick. Is somehow the gentlest way I can say that. But yeah, a little fucking problematic if you think about it for more than a second. All new weapons in this mod, all new everything in this mod, basically. Oh, I'm already fucking this up. I'm not gonna be able to show off what I want to show off. You can get him to the electric gate, you kill him by electrocuting him, then you pick up his hat as a weapon. You can toss it at people in this. So a lot of like this fun attention to detail in this, and there are parts of this that like are very obviously, you know, beyond the means of what GoldenEye would have had, and like parts of it you can tell are like very clearly like community made, fan made, versus something that would have come from a major studio, would have come from Rare at the time. This is the last level, the last proper level of the campaign. I like Bond, but I don't recommend going back to Connery era for most people, says Vega Baby. Yeah, I understand why, but you are missing out on some of the best Bond movies. And Goldfinger's a great movie. Thunderball is the best Bond movie of the pre-Craig era. Even if you account for Craig, then it's like Casino Royale is great, Skyfall is great. I write off most of the Roger Moore Bonds, besides Honor Majesty's Secret Service. Not Honor Majesty's. For Your Eyes Only, I think is the best of the Roger Moore Bonds because it's the most straightforward. I like a no-frills Bond. I don't like a goofy Bond. And you know, Brosnan Bond. GoldenEye is the best Brosnan Bond. I like Tomorrow Never Dies a fair bit, but World Is Not Enough in hindsight, not a movie that holds up. And then don't get me started on Die Another Day, obviously. The Fiasco pointing out that different villain deaths in the books versus the movies. Dr. No dying by being drowned in guano and bat shit in the book versus a more cinematic. And actually, that's an interesting point to raise about Dr. No, because once we finish this level, gotta kill Goldfinger. Use a grenade to blow open this door. And you have a certain amount of time before the cabin depressurizes to find way down. There's supposed to be like a... There we played a little bit of this. I have not played this through to completion. I've skipped around, and I've, used like the fact that this emulator comes back with a complete save for even this mod specifically, because they knew that people would be playing this mod primarily through that. Through this, I should say. Vega Baby says, my personal favorite mod is Dalton entirely because of how good the Living Daylights is. Yes, the Dalton mods are very good. Let it not be said, or you know what I mean. Whatever the turn of phrase there I meant to say is. Very good. What does the ending to this game look like? Yep, it's just a very light reskinning of the original ending. And again, we can't skip this. There's the Pussy Galore model. And I stop the ROM, reload the ROM, so I can show off the bonus levels in this, which follow in theme with GoldenEye. This is Crab Key, so this is the last act of Dr. No you can play here. Complete with the dinner meeting and everything. So this really clever stuff going on in this. Like, honestly, like, the effort here is super commendable. There's even, like, a little, like, bit where if you go into this room too early, you get, like, radiation poisoning in the final room, so you need to find, like, a radiation suit. And you gotta go crawling through vents. They do, like, so much novel stuff in this. And then the next level, the last level, unlockable level in this is From Russia with Love. You raid the Spectre camp that you briefly see in the movie. So you kill Red Grant. And it reimagines the entire like Spectre training facility, the entire island. It is the biggest level scene in this game, I believe, in any GoldenEye mod. So that's was one of the big claims to fame of this mod. Besides the fact that this whole thing is so like lovingly created. I want to get to a certain part of this. I don't know I'm necessarily going to play through this whole level even. Is there a garden here? Yeah, there's a certain thing I'm working towards here. Here we go. Dinner with Dr. No. We see the fact that one of his hands is... that would be a little difficult to convey, I think, especially when all the hands look like mechanical hands anyway. You do not fight a giant squid in this mod, unfortunately. To answer your question, Frappe Fiasco. This is fucking cool. Recreating these rooms, recreating scenes from other Bond movies. You know, GoldenEye Rogue Agent made its attempts at recreating some of this stuff. The laser room. Oh! How did I fail Objective A? What was the failure there? What objective did that? Avoid radiation exposure. You're not supposed to die here. There's no radiation exposure in this room. I think I glitched something. I fucked something up. Anyway, all doesn't matter. I can just go ahead and continue to play because I obviously want to go kill Dr. No. Can I not go through that? Different draft I need to go through or something? I might as well, right? Because I've already fucked this up beyond repair. I think I need to go through this. Why is it not letting me go through it? I watched a speedrun of, or not even a speedrun, I watched a playthrough of this by a prolific GoldenEye player named Grassloo0. No, you can't go through here. I want to get back to the radiation room so I can kill Dr. No in a fight. But, I know you're supposed to be able to go through this. Oh well. Play this mod for yourself, maybe. Play it with this emulator package. Cool. And here's the Spectre Island, which I'm not even going to show one because it's so massive, and I might get lost and embarrass myself with how badly lost I get. But I do want to do one more stupid thing on here. This is something I downloaded just the other day. Johnny Thunder. To show, you know, the other end of GoldenEye modding. You know, on the one hand, you have that super elaborate Goldfinger mod. On the other hand, you have the super elaborate shitpost mod. Let's see if this makes me laugh a single time. It won't. I think most of the levels in this are just, like, reskins of original levels from GoldenEye. A lot of this is just model and texture swapping. I think it does something funny. I think it flips some of the levels so they're mirror versions of themselves, which can really throw you off. And this also has a lot of TF2 weapons and Counter-Strike 1.6 weapons in it. Mr. Trollolo. You remember that meme? I think the demo scenes are broken. Let's do beginning. This is brutal. I also noticed that one of the objectives was to kill Shrek. You know, I'm known for laughing a lot, for laughing at almost anything. But let it be known that there is such a thing as trying too hard for a laugh. To me. Much of this is just so groan-worthy to me. Like, the funniest thing about this level is none of these jokes, none of the intended gags here. The funniest part is the fact that they mirrored this level. Like, that's funny. The MIDI and just the DeLorean for no reason, it's just... Video Game King, it's not that it's trying too hard, it's not trying it hard enough. There's no structure, just a bunch of random internet memes matched together in GoldenEye context. Video Game King. I mean, there's an effort made. I wouldn't say... They were trying for something. The effort is in... It is difficult to implement a lot of this stuff. Shrek is the boss here, but those other guys take a lot of bullets to kill, too. I do dual AKs. No, he can, but I can't. Coca-Cola container. Coca-Cola installed. I get the key from here. I know there's a key I need to pick up there. I promise that most GoldenEye mods are pretty neat. They're not quite as elaborate as the likes of, like, Doom mods. Is the auto cracking for anyone else? I think that's the mod. I think it's just, I'm hearing the crunching on my end as well. I think they crammed this cartridge, this digital cartridge full of shit. I think it, like, the emulator can barely handle it. can do without the MIDI. You can hear the classic footstep sound. We were mentioning Tommy earlier, and they're using the Roblox oof here. But I don't know, Tommy, maybe sue the creators of this. Money grubbing fuck. Don't actually sue them. This is harmless. I'm not actually mad, even though I'm not laughing at this. It's not, like, offensive. I'm not, like, using racist memes. You don't have, like, Ugandan knuckles guiding us through every level or what have you. This seems innocuous enough. This game without music is so weird. GoldenEye in general without music. Yep. Very good. Without music, I'm just skipping this cutscene. And I think, like, you saw the characters who show up here, and this cuts down on quite a few levels. Let me see the last level. Eliminate Leonidas. I'm sure there was "This is Sparta" memes earlier in this. But let's see if this level has changed significantly at all. Let's see what the music is. Oh, this song. It took me a second. I didn't recognize it from the intro alone. I wonder if I'll somehow do better at this version of this level than the original version of the level. Unless it throws, like, any curveballs. What does Leonidas have to say? We're going to end this level on a fucking "This is Sparta" joke. I just know it says video game thing. Oh yeah, well, of course. I mean, the ending of the movie is Bond kicking Trevelyan off the tower, so... Down the hole he goes. I guess we killed Chell from Portal. I guess she's the Xenia on the top replacement. I don't know if Rick Astley is the best British singer. The lead guy from Spandau Ballet. The best Rick Astley song, by the way, is "Together Forever." In case you want to know. This is the end line, Rick. Please don't kill me. Do I have enough ammo? No, let's grab it to be safe. We have time for another one. I was the first before you! The classic line. For Sparta, Rick? No for me? No, okay. Here you go. I want to see what the bonus levels of this stupid thing are. We don't get the ending. There's no ending to it. Or maybe they move the ending to one of these. Black Mesa. Reprogram Shuttles game with HL3. Eliminate Gordon Freeman. Launch Half-Life 3. Who's with us? Oh yeah, the guy from Hunt Down the Freeman. Is that Miyamoto's face? Yeah, they're using Miyamoto's head model from Perfect Dark as a... Yeah, this appears to just be Aztec with texture swap. So how much we enjoyed Aztec previously. Not sure what deal that is. Oh, and they also don't need to go below here. Facility bathroom. I wonder if you need to actually go in any of these. So there's slight retooling of this level. One of the people who's working on the Hunt Down Freeman is working on the DNF restoration project with Redemption Arc. We also talked to, I have been in contact with a Hunt Down the Freeman developer. As it turns out. That actually reminds me I need to get back to them about some certain things. You can restore your health at health terminals. That's an actual addition. That's an actual change to the gameplay here. Interesting. This level is flipped. This is a mirror image of the level. Sorry, Miyamoto. I wonder if Mitchell is still following us. Oh no. Oh, there's some body armor at least. Ooh, small miracles. Why am I still playing? Why am I still streaming right now? That's the wrong way to be sure. Man, the flipping the level as a mirror image is really enough to mess me up on this. I just want to get out to this room. Oh right, I forgot there's sentry guns all over this place. Oh, I'm fucked. Sorry, Rick. What's the last level? Scatman. Hunt down the Scatman in New Mexico. The Hall of Knowledge, the biggest library. Well, I gotta know. Is this mirror image or no? Perfect. Now let's see what the tile pattern is. Ooh, that's mean. Did I get that perfect? Did I somehow do that without seeing the tiles on the floor just based on what I did earlier? Holy shit. I'm impressed with myself. I'm sorry, folks. Probably shouldn't burn through all the ammo. Show me the Scatman. No, it's the mod creator. Oh, there we are. Infinite stones. Thanks for telling me that. So Scatman's a good guy in this. Good to know. Scatman John deserves as much. that door that I struggled to find the first time through. How many circles will I run around in to find this door? Scatman John doesn't seem to mind us shooting him, which is good. Wait, is that it? Wunderbar. I think the reason I'm still playing is because I want to see if there's an ending attached to this level. Unless you make out with that cat lady. Still gotta sit through this whole thing. And you know, so, just another note, just a random note, that there is a the Xbox Live Arcade version of GoldenEye 007 that was scrapped initially, and I guess is coming out now or soonish, if rumor mill is to be believed. That there's also a mouse look hack for that, and I do have that. At some point I intended to just go back and forth between the two. It has like the graphics toggle switch like the Halo Master Chief Collection does. It's a whole thing. And here we go. This is what I wanted to see. And that's enough of that. I do not need to sit through the credits to this. That is more than enough stream for one night. Final time on this, 3.5 hours. That's our longest stream yet, I think. Unless Trespasser was like... Can't remember. But I'm done. I got it out of my system. I could have shown that Xbox Live Arcade thing I was talking about with the mouse look. But you can find it somewhere online. That's all you need to know as far as these mods, and they are neat. And it is good to be able to play these games with modern amenities and such. I would still recommend playing this N64 version of GoldenEye, though, over the unfinished XBLA version, even though there is mouse look for that one, too. It's just... This N64 version is classic. It's a classic game. GoldenEye is a classic game, and I hope that, even with my struggling towards the end of the original game, that I demonstrated just some of the novel stuff. I hope I was able to speak to some of the cool things that happened happened during the design of this, and why this game holds up to an extent, I believe. And I had fun playing it. It's good to have fun playing a game. I usually have fun playing games, even the bad ones, but it's good to play one that's, you know, I was gonna say meant to be fun. You would presume most games are meant to be fun. Some of them are and aren't, but you know what I mean. Welcome. Not welcome. 3.5 hours has really fried my brain. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking with me. We'll be back soon. Sooner than you might think, maybe, with something or other. We're always playing something. Maybe I'll actually play a game related to one of the articles we're writing, because we're writing a few. We're supposed to be writing Homefront, but then we started writing a Yar's Revenge article because I thought the Homefront article was going to take too long. And then things happened with the Yar's Revenge article. Things happened with the story. I discovered details, and I have leads that are going to take extra time to come to fruition. So now I'm writing another article to get done before I get the Yar's Revenge article done. I'm writing an article on Mazer on the 3DO, which requires going into the detail of American laser games. So I don't know what the fuck I'm doing here. I'm just making so much extra work for myself. But yeah, maybe I'll play Mazer, or maybe I'll play Yar's Revenge on stream, or maybe I'll even play Homefront, who's to say, or maybe I'll play something completely different and just break this promise again. But, you know, people will tune in and watch, I think, no matter what I play, which is weird to think about, that maybe some people are compelled by my personality, by my charms, rather than the content of the games I play. Weird to think about, but stranger things have happened. That's all I've got for tonight. Thank you to all of you who stuck with it. Bye!